Big up, big up, big up, and welcome to Liverpool 12th Man Show. I'm Liverpool 12th Man, and I am joined today by the Irishman, flying high on a TGIF and the Liverbird. And can't tell you enough how much we appreciate you joining us for this flight. How are you doing, Irishman, today?
Yeah, like you said, TGIF, and all that.
Yeah,
Halfway
TGIF
through
and
this,
all that. Yeah,
halfway through this international nonsense. But
yes,
yeah, it's good. No
yes, but
football yet, but halfway there.
halfway there, getting closer, getting closer, getting closer. Certainly, to when we have to host the dreaded Chelsea. Um, Yeah, but getting closer to that, and also there were some decent games that were over the international. If you're into the international competitions, there's been certainly all these games. I thought that they were going to just be friendlies, but it does make more sense now that they are World Cup qualifiers, so they do matter. I know that uh, Uruguay is able to take on um, the talents of our number 9, Darwin Nunez, because his ban has been temporarily lifted. I don't know if that's it, if the appeal is just done or not, but like I know that he has been given a reprieve, so he's joined the team. We have some players that are trying to nurse their way back from injuries, and then some other players that are actively involved in their games, and we wish them the best and the best of health too through those games, so they can come back healthy and help us in our pursuits. Big up to Marion and Bernie and John Conway, Trap Joe. Big up, big up. Always good to see the OGs in the house. You guys sitting in the VIP, we're sitting in first class section. This is what's up. That's definitely what's up. Um, bunch of what is it? What do they call it? When you have the wrestling bunch of cards, a bunch of wrestling the cards on display for today. We have a bunch of different little cards, some fun stuff. I got a trivia question for you. I got some announcements. I guess we can. I'll start with this announcement as well. I guess let me pull up. Let me make sure I can pull up the screen here. You got to excuse the quail birds in the background if you can hear them. I'm not certain you can. About to make sure that they go away in a second.
I should probably
Uh,
just let them out.
yeah, yeah, right. They are tapping on that window. Um, but let me see here. I will share this picture with you guys. Give me 1 second. Here we go. So big up to Mr. Matip. He is officially retired from football. Today, he announced his retirement. Great player, especially when he was healthy. I think he was arguably one of the best center backs in the league. Um, Virgil often used to give him accolades or give him props, basically, for the fact of that he recognized that he was a pure professional. Was a very beloved player, I think, too. Um, so so yeah, it is something. Yes, and Matip did retire today. Trap Joe, he retired today. So um, I think that it was a shame that injuries kind of hampered his his career, and it's unfortunate that this injury that he got just as of late was the one that ended up ending his career. Because I'm certain that he probably, if he was healthy, he could have played another year or two easily. So I was hoping that he was going to rehab and come back to football. Whether it was as a Red or not, it did not matter. I just wanted to see him healthy and happy. And yeah, it's I wish him the best. Actually, I wish him definitely, as always, the best. Do you have some thoughts on the announced retirement of Joel?
I'd forgotten that he didn't get a club. I knew he was struggling to get a club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that there was a lot of people wanted us to re-sign him. I think if they can look back on that now, we realize that the guy was pretty much done.
Yeah,
Couldn't get a deal. I thought he'd get a Saudi club or something like that. But an unusual, very unusual player. I mean, he's just going to go and kill some wildlife there. Uh, I did. Yeah, he's like nearly 30 when he got to Liverpool, wasn't he? Sort of a strange career. He kind of came out of nowhere to the highest level very, very late. I mean, Schalke was probably the highest level he played before that. So,
right.
yeah, and then injuries didn't really allow him to, make a kind of a bona fide 3 years at the club and played almost every game at centre half kind of thing. Yeah, a strange career, really up and down and in and out. But he's won a lot of things and he's had a great time. But yeah, a very strange, like you said, it's just a career kind of a late bloomer to the highest level, and then yeah, unlucky. Just say unlucky. But obviously, the fact he's retiring now, body's let him down, or he's not able to. He's not able to do it. Like so, yeah. Good luck to him. I hope he's retired at the right, and he's not kind of. Because he has like a problem, he's able to still run around with his grandkids when he's 60 and all that.
Yep.
So probably, yeah, he's done well. He's
Yeah.
really like, I mean, but when he was 27, 28, he probably didn't imagine he'd be playing for a club like Liverpool in his 30s and winning trophies. I
No,
can't.
no.
I'd say he's kind of looked back and thinks,
2016 was when he joined us.
Okay,
That's a long time ago.
yeah, he's around a long time. True.
Yeah, it's a long. I mean, like you really think about it, because you're right. Like he was with Schalke. That was his. He was, played for the under-19s for them as well. And so, I mean, like he came up through the Schalke program and then played for actual Schalke in 2009. And then 7 years later, he ended up leaving on a free and came to Liverpool. Could arguably be one of the best free transfers that we've acquired. I know some might say James Milner was probably a notch above that, considering his availability.
Oh,
But
James is by far the best free transfer we brought in.
okay.
I mean,
Oh wow.
yeah, by just in terms of, I mean, the amount of games, yeah, in on a whole, kind of in terms of like what you got for the transfer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just for Joel. Really, it was just fucking injuries. Right? It's the kind of guy, he just always expected another thing, and if he was fit and available, you were happy, but you didn't expect him to be most times. So yeah, no, it was a bit sad, all right, that he didn't. We didn't get 2 more years somewhere, but
yeah,
Gary
or maybe even if he got to go home, like, or you know what I mean, like when I go home, be like, you got to maybe go back to Schalke or something, or got to end it where it all started, type deal, that kind of deal. It would have been nice.
Oh, I'm sure he would. Yeah. Jared is saying Gary McAllister. I mean, yeah, that's a shout as well. But I'd still just, just look at what Milner won with us. How important he was. I'd put him up the top, and then you could, unless I'm forgetting someone obvious. I'm not forgetting someone obvious. Obvious free transfer. No,
Yeah.
we don't do a lot of frees, really. We don't do a lot of them, so there's not that many of them.
No, there really isn't. There wasn't that many. I mean, in the last, like, I'd say 10 years, there hasn't been that many free transfers to come to Liverpool, other than the Matip and Milner. Those are the only two that sit distinctly out in my mind. We can go back further, I'm sure. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we gave proper thanks and praises to Mr. Matip and wish him the best. I mean, like, definitely a loyal servant to the Reds, and definitely gave his all and was a absolute professional and a good locker room player, a good locker room guy. I think he was beloved in the locker room, so that was always good to see too. But I do have some other good stuff too today. Make sure I have it all ready for you guys. So we just went on over to Matip retiring. I have a question for you guys, and this is just with all the Trent talk and the likes. Hypothetically, and this is something that I don't want to see, but hypothetically, Trent moves on. Lets his contract expire and goes on to Real Madrid or wherever he wants to go. And Virgil resigns. Let's say Virgil does resign. Okay, so we do have our captain. Would you nominate Ibu to be vice captain in Trent's wake if he were to leave the team? If the vice captaincy was vacant, would you nominate Ibu to be vice captain? He's someone that obviously Ibu's signing a big deal with us. He's going to be here for certainly some years to come. I already know Marion's answer. You'd have the king and the prince all together as vice captain and captain. Would you do that? Do you think that he's a viable candidate to be the vice captain? He's certainly stepped up this year so far with his responsibilities, his commitment to excellence. His leadership, I believe, has even stepped up a bit. Would you do that?
Well, if Trent was to leave and the vice captaincy was up for grabs, I would probably. I will give it to Robbo first, then Ali as the tomb next most senior. Not that I wouldn't give it to Ibo, I wouldn't frame it that way. It's just if because I think Robbo is third in line. So if Trent was to leave, I would have thought the automatic choice for me would be Robbo to be vice captain then, and if not Robbo, potentially Allison. That'd be. I'd give it to Robbo because if he does, it's going to be thinking. Robbo's not going anywhere. Robbo will still be here, so I think he'd be next in line. I think he's.
So you'd give it to Robbo.
He's earned it. I think he's earned it. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it could be. I mean, we're all asking for big things from Ibu. He certainly has stepped up this year in his commitment to, really fortifying his body. I guess, commitment maybe to trying to be available, which is our only knock against Ibu. I think everyone has always been, pro Ibu when it comes to his play and his presence in the locker room and team player, all those different things. But it was just the availability. And now that he is being available, and he has stepped up with his leadership, responsibilities as being now taking on a player. He's a player that's approaching his prime, and he's a player that is that arguably could be put into that top center back in the league conversation. So, I was just wondering, it was something I saw on X and it got me thinking, and I was wondering if you guys had a different opinion.
I mean, if I
know Marion said yes, I already got that one. I already knew that. Bernie said she would make it Robbo or Mo. Edward saying too injury prone, I guess, for him to be vice captain. If he has a good season without injuries, then maybe. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Hyler says yes. Kanate just a few minutes as captain last night for France. That's a first, if he's not mistaken. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Like, he's taking on. That's a big responsibility. That's a high honor too, by the way. Very big honor. It's obviously taking on a more dedicated leadership role for even his international team. If he got that. Robbo has a loud bark. Yes, he does have a loud bark, Bernie. VBD and Ibu together, a duo made in heaven, Marion says. Okay. He says, not to say something wrong, but you can see it clearly on Robbo that his youth and his body has reached the autumn of his career. Yep. Big up honesty too, by the way. We did just go over the Matip thing of him retiring.
I think
Were you about to say something else?
Yeah, he'll step in. You know, if BBD was to go and Trent was to go, you know, he's an obvious. But it's not about like it's sort of, oh, would you make him captain? So you have to say no, I wouldn't. It's not really about that. It's just about the other people there.
That's not a judgment on him. Yeah, we're not saying you're making a judgment on him as a player.
Like one guy that isn't in that kind of role, who I also imagine would be who I would like to see as a captain, would be McAllister. I think he's he's got that about him. Not necessarily captain in the club yet, but
I think he's in the leadership group for this year.
But thinking about the Robbo thing, you know, if he is next year and he is a year older, you know, it'd be maybe would he be playing that much? So maybe it might be a chance to give it to somebody else. But I don't think the manager might want to mess around with that stuff too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I think Mac is someone I think could do a really good job as captain, especially because he's in the middle of the pitch.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But again, like with our players, we're in a good position. We've got kind of off the top of your head 4 guys that could all do a really good job, like Ibu, BBD, Robbo, Mac, even Ali. You know, if we needed to. So we've got strong characters there.
Yep. Very true. So I have 2 cool little segments, or not segments, even questions, I guess. Would you rather have trivia first, or would you want to have one of those bench drop, sell or something, whatever they call it, that kind of question? Which one would you rather have up first?
One or two. Let the chat decide. So 1 for trivia, 2 for the other thing.
Yeah. Which one would you guys rather try to take on first? Trivia question for 1, or the start bench sell question for number 2? Put a 1 or a 2 in the chat. So we're getting trivia. Oh, it looks like we're gonna go trivia. Philip went with bench. Okay.
I'll go with 2. I'll say number 2.
You say number 2. Okay, then that gets it definitely closer. Oh, now we're locked up. No,
we're tying it up.
Tied up.
Next vote wins. Next vote wins.
Next vote is the win.
The tension is unbearable.
Tension is, you can cut it with a knife.
Look at Ibu. He's like, oh, come on, guys, someone quickly.
Yeah, he's like, he wants to clap. He's not certain.
It's like, oh, they're being divas now.
Yeah.
They're being difficult now. Yeah, Sabazza captain in Hungary as well. You know, so, but again, I think there's reasons for that. You know, my birthday tomorrow, so I get to decide.
There you go. Right on.
Yeah. Okay, that'll make it.
You.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. All right. Cool. Trivia question is this. This is my trivia question for you. Only one player has scored in the FA Cup final, the League Cup final, UEFA Cup final, and the Champions League final. Only one player has scored in the FA Cup final, the League Cup final, UEFA Cup final, and the Champions League final. Can you name that player?
For any club, for any club, for Liverpool?
I believe it's for all teams. Only one player has done this.
So it's not just a Liverpool question. It's an all teams question.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll give you the hint though. It is a Liverpool player. I'm gonna let some of the answers come in. Do you want to take a shot at it?
Well, I don't. You said the Champions League final, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think Owen has ever scored in a Champions League final. I don't think Owen has ever been in a Champions League final. Yeah, I'll go with Stevie G as well. That's
All right. All right. All right. That's your answer. Locked in. Anyone else? I see we got a couple answers already. You got a couple answers already. I don't know if Marion wanted to ask. I don't know if her hubby's there. You can ask. You can ask your hubby that one, Marion. Let's see if he gets that one. I'd love to see if he gets that one. This player is the only player to score in the FA Cup final, the League Cup final, the UEFA Cup final, and the Champions League final. Those 4 things. Those are the 4 things. And I'll tell you the answer, Marion. I don't know if you can hear it or not. So, Bernie was the first to get it right, actually. Stevie G. Stevie G. I had a picture for him, too. I should have just revealed it on that because this picture is boss. This is a boss picture. That guy was he was like, he was shining up those boots, getting them ready for those accomplishments back in the day, even back in the day. That's a boss picture, I tell you.
What's he got? Someone out there now will tell you. I know they're Adidas, but there's someone out there now that'll tell you exactly what kind of boot that is.
Yeah, if you can if you can tell me what boot that is, I will give you mad props.
That jersey is massive on him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's already got the trophies behind him.
Yeah, he's just making room. He's just like, yeah. And those are the kind those Adidas look like the kind that they look like the screw-ins. Some leagues.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some leagues.
Stuff.
I remember, like here in America, like you couldn't play you couldn't play with screw-ins in the youth leagues. I guess they're too dangerous or something. I guess but
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm there. It's a bit past out of my wheelhouse. Studs,
Yeah. It's Adidas something. I don't know what Adidas those are. But they're boss player. Only player to score in the FA Cup final, the League Cup final, UEFA Cup final, and the Champions League final. That is an incredible accomplishment right there. Incredible accomplishment. All right. And then let me say this too. All right. This is going to probably make some people a little bit, I wouldn't say angry, but it's definitely going to make some people make some tough decisions for this one. This one is you can start 2 players. Okay, you can start 2 players. You have to bench 1 player, and you have to sell 1 player. So start 2, bench 1, sell 1. This is what it is. Speaking of Mr. Stevie G, if you had to start 2 players, bench 1, sell 1, who would it be? This was a tough one. I saw this question asked, and I thought to myself, this one was a difficult one to go with. This one was definitely a difficult one. I already knew who I was selling, I'll be honest with you, because a lot of people already know that out of the 4 players, that they're all great players on the pitch, but one in particular isn't the greatest off the pitch. So I already know my answer for the sell one, but it's still a very interesting question because I know a lot of people look past that or don't put that into their evaluations. So they might start the player that I would sell, but I'd like to see what you guys would do. Do you have a preference, Brian?
Just go with the chat for a sec, will you?
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Hylor is saying he would start Stevie G and Suarez. Oh, okay. And he would sell Torres, and he had Salah on the bench.
Interesting.
Okay. Sell Torres. Oh, Bernie, selling Torres? And she would bench Mo. Okay. And then I guess she's starting Stevie G and Suarez. Philip is starting Stevie G and Mo. Benching Torres and selling Suarez. Okay, Philip. Okay, I got you on that one. Trap Joe. I see Mary's pleading the fifth. I got you. Trap Joe is saying start Salah and Stevie G, bench Suarez, and sell Torres. Okay. Ooh, interesting. I'd like to see if anyone else has any variations that they'd like to include in this start two, bench one, sell one. It was very difficult. This one was very difficult for me to get through because Torres is probably out of the four is my favorite player to have played for the club. I'm kind of going through it in my head right now too. I want to start Stevie G, but I would start Salah. I would start El Nino. I would bench Stevie G, and I would sell Suarez. That's my four. That's my four. And I get you, Bernie. I get you. She loves Mo, but Suarez was so prolific. He was an incredible player on the pitch. Hyler saying it wasn't nice to the guys, but I have to. That's crazy talk. Is he saying, KJ? It's crazy talk what I just said. Could you imagine having a front lineup of El Nino? I get Suarez too. Suarez would be an incredible player to have. I don't think you guys recognize the fact El Nino was like in his prime when he was not only just incredible with like his finishing, but he was pure pace. Oh my goodness, man. El Nino was the truth. He was the truth. And then imagine having Mo Salah. And I get it's a little bit different setup, because the 4-4-2, but like, what would it be like if you had maybe El Nino playing in a 4-3-3? But I could just imagine if you think, put it this way, for all those that think that Nunez hasn't been able to like finish his dinner when given the passes by Suarez. El Nino, I'm sure Suarez would have incredible numbers too, but El Nino would have sick numbers if he was getting facilitated, getting passes from Mo, and I think Mo would get his numbers as well. But that's just my personal opinion.
Exactly. Yeah. You can hop off that soapbox. Everyone's having their shouts.
Yeah, everyone's having their shouts. That's we're just having a conversation. Yeah.
But no, it's not. It's definitely not fair to say the people in the chat don't recognize El Nino because you've given them four and they've had to pick. So.
Oh yeah.
They're all.
No, I'm just saying Torres was the most out of all.
I know, but that's just going to happen.
That's what's going to happen. Scenarios. Yeah. These are four great players. One was going to have to see. I thought it would be a little bit more balanced. That's all.
Yeah, but you sold Gerrard.
No one's selling Stevie G.
Are you bench Gerrard? Yes, you bench.
I would. Yeah.
Everybody.
Originally, I was going to bench Mo and have because one of the reasons why El Nino was so incredibly incredible, was because of Stevie G. Like, they had an amazing bond between the two of them, and he enhanced Torres's game incredibly for the two of them together. I would love to have seen Salah be able to do the same. Let me see what you guys are saying too. Hyler says, I would go as far as saying if he today had to choose between Suarez and Holland at our team, he would choose Suarez. KJ is saying start Stevie and Suarez, bench Torres, and sell Mo. Okay, I got you.
Who said that?
There's something magical about South American players. Mary,
Who said,
speak the
who
truth.
said that?
Speak the truth. What's that?
Who was the last one that gave out his one?
Someone hi, Lord. About Suarez and Holland.
No, his three.
Oh,
you just read it about 2 seconds.
KJ was start Stevie and Suarez, bench Torres, and sell Mo. Trap Show has it. Suarez and Torres are elite strikers. They are absolutely. KJ saying he adored Torres. He generally broke his heart when he left. He was devastated. I agree with that. I can understand that too. I know. Bench. I know. I'm saving Stevie for that like last minutes or for that late sub. That first 60-minute sub. How about that? I'll even get him in early. I'll give him at the 60th minute. Someone said that Torres leaving Liverpool was like being jilted at the altar. Marion says, I get it. Maybe it's because of the way Torres left. That's why you guys have him being sold. Because he literally was. I mean, so was Suarez. Suarez was both Suarez and Torres were both sold. But I was just wondering, did you want to give your selections?
Not really, no, because everyone's going to be shouting at you. But
go ahead. You're
well.
bold.
I'm going to take it in the spirit of the question, and I'm going to ignore off-field stuff. I'm just going to take it as that they're players. So
yeah,
as players, I do the same as what KJ did.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, like the one strike partnership that everybody really wanted to see, and it might not have worked with his injury, but I mean, we were bringing him in anyway. But everybody wanted to see Torres and Suarez together. When we saw how good Suarez was, and we realized, that was like one of the great lost partnerships. Everybody was like, can you imagine if Torres had stayed for 2 years? We didn't buy Andy, we kept Torres, we brought in Suarez, which we were doing anyway. How good would that have been, sort of thing? So I can't really split them. Now, I'm just thinking in terms of like if I had, even if I just started them two, like if I had Suarez and Torres in a team, as much as Mo would score, I mean they'll probably score more. And then you have to have Stevie. I mean, you have to have Stevie on the. You just have to. So unfortunately, it basically becomes a midfielder for Torres or Suarez. And I mean, how do you pick between them two? If you're just keeping it to a poor.
It's not an easy one. I know.
But like, I mean, and Torres is my favorite. Well, he's not my favorite player of all time, but he's kind of 50.
He sits at the table.
Right up there.
He sits at the table.
Well, but it's a table of two, and they're both on the same chair, if you know what I mean.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, yeah. But Stevie, but Stevie has never been that guy for me. I adore Stevie. I know that he's everybody's favorite, but he's never been my. And that's just a bit because I'm born probably 5 years too late. If I'd been a bit younger, maybe he would be, whatever. But I don't know. Man. That's a horrible one. But yeah, I sold Mo straight away, to be honest, in my head, because Stevie, Torres, and Suarez, yeah, they had to be in it, and Mo seemed kind of the most easy sacrifice.
Yeah.
Did he? I don't know, man. I look. That's after that's scrambling my brain.
Now I know. It's got you all over the place. Yeah.
But yeah, no. If you have to sell, it's not my game. One of them has to go, and I can't sell Stevie. I can't sell Suarez. I can't sell Torres. So, as much as I don't want to sell Mo, he's got to go. And then who do I have to put in the thing?
Yeah. Start 2, bench 1, sell 1.
Yeah. I'm
I
not
think
trying
what
to make
KJ
myself
says
sound
makes a lot
young.
of sense. That does make
I
a lot
mean,
of sense. Like maybe you start Suarez and Torres and have Stevie on the bench, because when Stevie comes in to the lineup, these 2 players are possibly the 2 of the best connected players on the pitch with Stevie of all time when it comes to like goal chances or goal opportunities, creating opportunities for goals and such.
yeah, no, and it's actually the opposite, Red. I'm trying to point out the fact that I'm too old for Stevie to be my favorite player. If I'd been a bit younger, maybe he would have been. But Torres is kind of like you say, yeah, he's even younger, but there was just something about that guy. I don't know. I don't think many people sold Salah. I think only one or 2 people, maybe. I don't.
Everyone's getting
I'm
on me
sure.
about benching Stevie. I was just going with what you're saying. Okay, Jay.
You got to put Stevie in the team. You know, you got
Oh,
to put him in the
Stevie's
team.
on the team. He is on the
Well,
team.
he's on the bench. He's on your bench, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he's not in your team, so
He's the first name off the bench. How about that?
no, he's the 3rd in a list of 3. He's not in. He's not in your. He's not in your starting 11.
I know. I see KJ's getting on me. Bernie's getting on me about it. I think Trap Joe even said something. Maybe Hylor did. I thought it was interesting. Stevie's leadership would be incredible, of course. Yeah, he'd be on the sideline. He's a player coach. How about that? That's why he's on the bench for me. He's a player coach.
Oh, we didn't get a player coach option.
I know.
So we can't change the rules.
I'm trying to soften the
You're
the
trying
blow.
to save your own ass. You're
Yeah.
trying to save your own ass is what you're doing. No, he's on your bench. Just own it.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
Stevie starts. What I meant was whoever starts as far as Torres. Yeah, it's just who do you want? Who do you like?
I feel you.
But nobody's going to
Stevie
bat
G.
for Mo, really. Most people are like, oh, yeah, we love Mo, but no one's really kind of, no one's losing their mind to fight for Mo,
Yeah. Digging a bigger hole. I got you guys. I have. It's not like I said I'd sell Stevie. I didn't say I'd sell Stevie. I would never do that. That's not even a possibility.
That's not good enough. He's got to start. He's got to start for the people in the chat. He's got to start.
I know. Jeez. It was a fun question, people. That's all. It's just a fun question. We have FPL to talk about today. We also have we're going to talk about FPL a little bit. We're also going to talk a little bit about some news as well. I don't know if I have any stats really to go around the league. Maybe I can go around the league with some of the players that are playing internationally right now. I know that Germany is playing right now, but they're up 2-0. They're playing Bosnia. I also know that Hungary is playing Holland right now. Hungary is playing Holland right now. So I think that, make sure the lineups here. Dom is captaining. He's the captain for Hungary today, leading his Hungary squad against our captain. Gravenberg did get the start today for Netherlands. Let's see who else did. Obviously, Virgil got the start. Cody got the start as well. So all 3 of our Flying Dutchmen are playing. Do you like that nickname, by the way? Do you like the Flying Dutchman?
For who?
That's what their nickname. I've heard that nickname be used for Cody, Grav, and Virgil all together when referring to the Dutch players on our team.
I don't mind if a player is known as the Flying Dutchman because he's a quick Dutch winger, but the idea of all 3 of them as some group, no, that's a bit weird.
That's a bit weird? Okay. All right.
Yeah, Bergkamp was the non-Flying Dutchman. Yeah. He wouldn't fly, so he couldn't travel in Europe unless he could drive or get a boat there. So
Right.
I call him that.
Why flying? That's a good question. Maybe because they play for the Liverbirds and Liverbirds fly. So they're the flying.
No, it's just lazy nickname. No, there's definitely been a
Lazy
Flying
nickname.
Dutchman. Yeah, because it's been a nickname for other people before, like the Flying Dutchman. A Dutchman flying as in fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like a Mark Overmars or something like that.
The Coffee Shop Kings. That one's a good one. There's another name that's coming to my head, but I don't want to say that one, so I'll leave that one out. There's something else. It would actually apply to our team too, somewhat, but I don't think we want to be that. We don't want to be referencing that. Yeah, but 0-0 is the hungry game right now. That game my fault. 1-0 is that game right now. Just got a goal, by the way. Let's see who just scored. Who just scored? Give me 1 second, and I will tell you who just scored. Someone just scored. I'm waiting for it to get confirmed. Let's see. Hungary possibly just got Amsterdam because they're down 1-0. Waiting to see if obviously it's going through check right now. Yep, and it's confirmed. I don't know that player actually. Roland Salai. Roland Salai plays for Galatasaray currently. Don't know him. I don't know. I don't follow Turkish league that well. But 1-0 in that game. So it's 1-0 Germany, 1-0 Hungary so far. Turkey is playing as well today. Dara, if you're listening, you might want to tune into that game. Because let's see if he got the start first off. I'll tell you if you need to start tuning for that at least. Did he get the start? I don't know. Yes, Guler did get the start. So I know you're asking about the player. He's actually Guler is starting in the 10 role for Turkey today. By the way, he's not on the wing. He's playing in the 10 role for them today. And they're playing Montenegro. Let's see as well. Georgia is playing Ukraine. Bunch of games today actually. Egypt is up or 1-2 today.
Wait. Georgia is playing Ukraine, is that?
What's that?
So
I said Georgia versus
Ukraine. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Ukraine just scored. They just scored.
Where's that being played?
That's being played in Poland.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's usually where they go.
Yeah, that's being played in Poland. Poznan, Poland. I do want to go to Poland actually.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's over here.
I've been there in Krakow.
Okay.
Where you go and do the if you want to go and visit Auschwitz, you stay in Krakow. So we did that. We're there for 4 or 5 days. That's where a lot of people go. But there's loads of other stuff too. But it's one of the things that you do if you stay in Krakow. But we were there around Christmas time. It's beautiful, really, really beautiful.
Libya 1-0 final, 5-0 South Africa final. Egypt, like I said, played yesterday. And our Egyptian king had a goal in that game too, by the way, in that 2-0 victory. Or not yesterday, excuse me. It was earlier. I believe it was earlier today. What time was this game? Yeah, it was earlier today. It was about 3 hours ago that game went final. Yep, Egypt played today. I saw that too, by the way, KJ. I did see that.
No way.
There was this that was reported.
Yeah, by who though? Who offered him to us? Del Boy, some bloke on the street.
Right. What was the source that said that?
Jamie Cundy trying to sabotage us.
Yeah. Would you do that deal, KJ? Would you do that deal? I don't see why we would do that deal. But 35 million is a bargain considering what they paid for him. That would be that they would be taking a big haircut.
Not a bargain. I mean, that to me is probably what that kid was worth in the first place.
That's what, yeah.
You know, as a good, you know, he'd had a great season. He had a lot of potential. That was about his top dollar. Yeah, that shows you how crazy. Yeah, so they. What are you talking about there? 65 minutes. That's a bath. Take a bath on that. You know, they'll probably end up selling him for something like that. But I think when they got him. I mean, all the hype and all that, and what you can see, he looked like a serious talent. He may yet turn out to be, you know, maybe he just had a bit of a mental collapse in England. He'll get his game back. But right now, I wouldn't touch him with a barge pole. He looks. But again, it's one of those things. It's like, I'm not at all surprised. Like, if he'd gone to a very good club, stable club, you know, good manager and all, and failed, he's not. He's gone to a total dumpster fire and failed. So there's probably, you know, you got to kind of probably take a bit of a look at it and see. I could imagine him going off somewhere else and rebuilding his career and come back as a good player, but it's not going to be at Liverpool. Not now. Not the way he probably wants to get straight. He wants to get out of England, I'd say. Go and play in Spain or something like that. Get his confidence back. But they're going to have to take a serious, serious loss on him. No one's going. Like, even that 35 million there, I think there wouldn't be a queue. There wouldn't be a big queue for that. Like, there'll be loads of clubs out there that'll try and get him on loan for 2 years or something. You just try and get him for free, basically.
Yeah. But, again, this is in dollar bill. This is in US dollars, but like his current market value is about 34 million. That's US. So I guess about 30 million pounds, something like that.
Where is that next clip?
Yeah, Hyler saying my left wing, this is rinse and repeat to the maximum. And what is it with the links to all of those left wingers? That's a very good question. Very good question. They did beat him. They did beat Arsenal to his signing. It'd be interesting if he was with Arsenal, but fortunately he's not. Trapjo says he would only take him as a bench warmer. And yeah, where is the next left back link, or where is the next midfield link instead of the 113th left winger link? It's a good point. I got you. I got what you're saying.
These are the other bits and pieces you want to look at. It's like straight away, it's like ignore the name, ignore the price, ignore everything else. Like, do we need somebody who plays in that position? Nope.
Right. Yeah, I can totally understand that.
So that kind of puts the kibosh on it in a big way. Like, if Diaz leaves, you know, then we need a player. If Cody leaves, then we need a player. But right now, nope, we're fine. We got Diaz on 5. We've got Cody on fire. We don't need people on the left.
Let me see if I can change the settings on here so I can tell you how much it was. Because it was like they got him for like 70 million pounds. They paid about 70 million pounds for Modric. Like I said, if you're offering a player at half of what you paid for him, that says volumes. That says absolute volumes. I'm not saying if that is what they did offer, then that's exactly, you know, the real number that was put into the email when it was sent over. But that's incredible. That's like to take 50% off. It's like Burlington Coat Factory settings.
Well, there was talk at the time that it was 100 million, but that would have been euros. So I'd say that 70 is the minimum. I'm sure there's there'd be a lot of, well, not a lot, but you don't know how many incentives or add-ons are in that, you know, which he won't have met, you know, because they haven't won anything. He hasn't played a lot of games.
Right.
You know, so he won't have met unless there was a criteria for 10 league games and they owe 2 million, but there won't be any 20 million, 35 million add-ons if he wins, winning the league or winning the Champions League or, you know, playing 100 games for Chelsea. He won't have achieved any of those big ones if they did it, if they were in the deal.
Right. 60 million, so, by the way, about 61 million pounds.
Yeah. So if they can get out, from under him without taking a, you know, because he's on a long contract. He's only on 100 grand a week, I think. Yeah. I don't think he's on huge money at all. So he could be easily moved on because some other club might offer him 150 or something like that. Well, they'd be crazy.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how much he's on. I could find that out for you.
No, I know he's on a low rate. I mean, proportionally to what? He's not on 250 grand a week. Like, he's on one of those.
Totally.
It's that Chelsea thing where they give him a 7-year deal. They only give you 100 grand a week, but you get it for 7 years.
But yeah, for 7-8 years or something crazy.
Yeah, they don't go nuts. They don't have loads of people on enormous wages on like those long contract guys. They're actually, but even like for Mudryk, that would have been at least probably quadrupling his wage, if not more.
Yeah.
He was probably only on about, I don't know, I'm going to guess maybe 10 grand a week.
No, you're spot on. 100,000. Mudryk's on 100,000, and he's got a 7-year deal, and he's got and he's making 100,000 pounds. So, yeah, not bad if you can get it.
It's nice security, you know. So I'm not surprised they want to get rid, but yeah, he's the kind of player that clubs out there they'll be beating the door down to take him on loan. They go, oh, we'll give you 2 million to take him on loan for 2 years, and we'll pay half his wages.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to get somebody to give them a cash deal and take them off their hands, it's unlucky as well, because he would look like a talented kid, and we all knew what was going to happen. They're going to buy so many of them. Some of them were going to get. It wasn't going to work out. But he was one of the more overhyped ones. He was, or not overhyped, but he was one of the star names.
Yeah, there you go. Red Armchair supporter. He'll be a free transfer in 7 years. Yeah. We'll reevaluate then. How about that? It's just like I just saw that too. Nicholas Jackson his deal is 9 years.
Oh, they extended it about 2 weeks ago. He's only there a year.
Yeah, Cole Palmer's on 9 years. Enzo's on 8 years. Like the number of years that is absolutely incredible. The number of years that some of these players have left on their deals. That is absolutely incredible. Nicholas Jackson, Cole Palmer, both 9 years. Enzo, 8 years. João Felix, 7 years. Pedro Neto, 7 years. Caicedo, 7 years. Modric, 7 years. Vega, 7 years. Sanchez, 6 years. Madueke, 6 years. Gusto, 6 years. Lavia, 6 years. Fofana, 5 years. Nkuku, 5 years. Colwell, 5 years. Like they have only 2 players technically. With, Jadon Sancho, who's I believe he's on loan, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know Lucas Bergstrom, who's like lower end player for them. Those are the only 2 players technically that have 1 year left on their deals.
So
that's crazy. Everyone else is locked up for at least 3 to 4 years already.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else pretty much. Bartonelli and Kepa. So I guess Kepa's on loan, I guess. He must be on loan. Yeah. So he's still on the books for them too. And he still has another 2 years left on his deal. That's wild.
Yeah, it's future proofing.
Yeah.
If they want to sell, when they want to sell, it's like, look, that's the way they're looking. We have all these solid assets.
What kind of future are you have? What kind of future?
No, but for investment and value in the club and all that, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like it is crazy, but like if you ask them why do you do that, they'd sit down and say this is why we do it, and it makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like to them, it's not like, oh, cool, we're cuckoo bananas, To them, there is a method behind it, and it's like I wouldn't like. There's more than one way of skinning a cat. It's not like their way is the only way of doing it. It's just the way that they do it. I wouldn't want to be doing it. I wouldn't be interested in doing it that way. Having these guys like 40 players nearly on their books, admitting that players won't make it. The coach admitting that he knows that there's players in the club that won't make it. What does that say to a lot of people there? Not good.
Yeah. I just saw. Whoops.
Yeah, I can tell you're distracted. You're doing something else. So
No. I was just saying something. I was just responding to Norm. Norm had a good shout too. By the way, he wanted to have his contribution to the start 2, bench 1, sell 1. He says he's just catching up. Big up to him, by the way, Norm. He said he would start Stevie G every day. Torres starts for him. We'd bench Mo and sell Suarez for contributing to getting King Kenny the sack. It's only his opinion he's saying.
Shots fired.
I can respect that.
Yeah, see, Jared starts for. We knew Norm was going to start Jared. So Jared Torres.
Oh, yeah. He's
Ben Salah.
Something might be going on here. Let me see. All right, there it goes. It wasn't letting me bring that comment down. Yeah, that's not a bad shot at all. Not a bad shot. But getting back to what you were saying about the Chelsea situation, it's just you're right. I understand the same thing by putting those big contracts on them. You're lengthening the amount of like value they have, and the depreciation changes differently because of the length of the years, and the likes. So your books are measured
that thing,
differently.
yeah. But just in terms of if you want to sell the club to somebody, you're saying, look, we have all those players there, and they're all tied down for 4 years. If they're selling it in 4 years, or most of those guys won't be there. But if they wanted to sell it to somebody, they say, look, you've got a ton of players here who are all locked in on long contracts on decent wages. It's it makes it a more attractive thing to buy.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way I'd imagine that they're looking. But again, I don't want to talk about Chelsea, but like I said, they've got about 40 people there, and some of them know it's just like you're here just to sit on the books. You're not even going to get a loan.
Right.
You're just going to be kicking a can around the place most weekends. So happy days for you. Not the way I'd want their club run.
Yep.
No.
I did not see your question, Trapjaw. I'll look for it though.
Liverpool he asked you if you didn't do it already. I believe it was Will Darwin Núñez last. I don't know if he said last the season at Liverpool or last beyond.
I see it. Yeah. Do you
survive
after the season? I believe. I want to say yes. I like the dynamism that he brings to our team, whether as a starter or even off the bench. I like the fact that his teammates believe in him and that they all seemingly like him. But it's a good question. It's a very good question. Do I see us moving on from him if we really don't get anything, or if we don't find a real solidified place for him, or if he doesn't figure out how to solidify a place for himself in the starting lineup, or at least on the team as a go-to choice? Yeah, unfortunately, I would see us moving on from Darwin, but I hope that we don't have to make that decision, and also I hope that we could be in a position we could keep.
Wait. So that's 38 minutes past 8 on the 11th of October, 2024. Yeah. That's when he finally admits it. That's when he finally admitted it. We're moving
I'm not leaving Darwin's army yet. I believe he'll. I still believe he's going to do it.
I know I'm only one. I know.
I know. You're not catching me there. in not catching me there.
No, but at least you have said that if things don't improve, then you can see it.
Yeah, I can
At the end
see.
of
I
the
can
season.
see why.
To me, it would be in an answer no, because it would need. I mean, sometimes things don't lie. I mean, he's still being left on the bench. You know, Klopp was dropping the new guys, so it would need to change because it's like what you're saying. Like, if it stays kind of the way it is now, then obviously no, we moving on from. And I just think the change that's needed would be incredibly drastic to get from where he has been for the last 2.5 years now to go from there to where we need him to be. I don't see that change happening, especially because as of yet, you know, 5 minutes is a long time in football, let alone 5 months. But as of yet, the manager isn't playing him. He didn't get off the bench against. Help me out here. Last
Oh
game.
yeah, our last game. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. But I
who,
think
who
I'm
was the last game? Who was it? I'm gone
um
blank on the name. The last
Crystal
game.
Palace.
Crystal Palace. Sorry, yeah. I mean that. So it's just if he does, the change will be remarkable. You know, if in a year's time we're like, well, we ain't selling this guy, no chance. You know, it's got to happen soon. You know, it's
Mhm,
October now,
mhm.
so just I would say no. In a word, I'm all here for it. If it's a yes, and it's like I said, we're all sitting here together going, "Wow, Darwin finally exploded. There's no way we're getting rid of him. That's going to be
Right.
amazing." But if you ask me with my, not heart but head and cold hard hat on, right now it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But hey, look, like I said, it's a long time in football. You know, he just needs a chance, a run of 5 games in the team, and everything's different. But as of
Yeah.
yet, first challenge, you got to get in the team, right?
First
You
challenge is
got to
gotta
get
get in
off
the
the
team.
bench, and you got to get in the team,
Now we
and
all
in the
saw how
league,
much it meant.
and
So
in the league, and in the
yeah.
league, though, and in the league for 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, not just 1 game and then back on the bench, like in the team. You know,
Yes. Yes.
that's
Being
what
like
needs to
being one of
happen.
those
And
things where you can wake up and pretty much expect your name to
oh,
be
it's
on
Nunes and
on.
who else? Yeah,
Yes.
we're doing the preview, so it's going to be Nunes and who else? Oh, because obviously it's going to be Nunes and who else? He
Yep.
needs to be in that, as much as you can be. And Slot has shown that he will pick an 11 and stick with it. So Jota hasn't been ripping up trees. So get in it and stay in it. That's the only way you can score. Because someone was talking about he can't do this. You can't blame him for this. He was on the bench. He was like, yeah, but he's on the bench. Like, why is he on the bench? We need to get him on the pitch.
Mm. Yes. Yes.
So give him
Um,
that option. Is he starting tonight? By the way, do we know? Is he playing tonight?
I can find out for you. I don't know. Let me see when they play. Actually, I don't think they. Whoops. They play. Yep, they play in 6 hours. They don't have the
Oh,
lineups
okay.
yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's early. It's early. Yeah. Okay.
but the predicted lineup is for him to start next to Palestri.
Yeah.
Palestri.
Okay. Yeah. Look,
It's
it's
an important game because
whatever's going to happen.
Peru's a team. They're playing in Peru. Uruguay is on the
Yeah.
road. Peru needs. I mean Peru. Uruguay. Excuse me. Needs a win. Considering that the last last 6 matches, they haven't had a win in the last 6 matches actually. In all international competitions, Uruguay has not had a win. And that's including, but that would be including Copa America as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they had a draw, loss to Colombia, draw to Canada, draw to Argentina, and then they had a draw to Paraguay, and they had a draw to Colombia. Or no, Venezuela. I think that's Venezuela. See the stars.
Venezuela are good at the moment, apparently.
They're decent. Yes, they're definitely decent. They're definitely decent. Surprisingly decent because
Yeah, but
they're
I learned yesterday that the biggest sport in Venezuela by far is baseball.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
like football, it's obviously it's big there, but like it's a
No, baseball is
central
huge.
American. Yeah, and apparently
Baseball's
it's
huge.
because in the 1940s or 1950s or something, they
Mm-hmm.
sent like they got invited to the Olympics or something like a one-off type thing, World Games or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they did because like as a kind of a let's give a small country an invitation, and they
Mm-hmm.
did really well or whatever. And ever since then, everyone in Venezuela is just nuts about baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and where's the other one that's mad about baseball? Cuba, is
Oh
it?
yeah, Cuba's huge. Yeah,
Yeah, Cuba. Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah.
yeah. If
Did
if
they?
Cuba wasn't in the position of where of the being unable to play in America, yeah, they would have a lot more. You know about a lot more Cuban stars in America or in the American baseball at least or MLB. You definitely would.
Oh,
But that's interesting. Yeah, I can understand. There are some good players um, that are Venezuelan that are in the Major League Baseball system right now. Also, there
yeah.
was an update I wanted to get to as well. Too. Hyler had a question. He says, "Did anyone notice the injury of Saka last night for England? Arsenal might be without Odegaard and Saka when we play them."
Yeah, someone said it in the chat earlier on. He said, I don't know if they were kind of asking it as a question or putting it in as a statement, but yeah, someone said Saka out for the Arsenal game. No,
Mm-hmm.
that must mean, I mean, that's a bit of a, how far off is that? 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if he's dead. I don't know, but yeah, I
It
know
is
he
a
got
little ways
injured. Yeah,
off.
yeah, I know
But
he got
that's
injured.
close enough that I don't think we'll see. You might not
Um,
see those players though.
yeah, Odegaard is definitely, that would, if I'm not wrong, that's around when he's due back ish. Yeah, maybe not right
Mm-hmm.
for our game. Obviously, even if he is back for our game, it might only be the first game he's back for. I can't remember if he's 2 weeks away or a month away. I can't remember which one. But yeah, again, like you hear, sometimes that's the way it works out, and then we play better. How many times have we gone into a game with half our best team out and put on a brilliant performance? So, I don't want to put too much on that.
Yeah, yeah. Norm wants to bring up Jan Mobley.
27th.
Saying,
So that's in 16 days. So yeah, just over 2 weeks.
mm-hmm.
So okay, so if he's out,
He's out. Go ahead.
oh sorry, I said if he's out, he's out. Sorry, I was
Okay.
no, yeah,
Yeah. He's just saying how he's one of the most talented players he's ever seen, and if he had looked after his body better, he could have been one of our one. He could have been our best ever player.
Okay. Here's a question, right? Here's a pop quiz. Now, Norm, you are not allowed to answer this. Okay.
I'll let
Norm,
Nolante answer it. Nolante's joining us.
Okay, cool. So, which club did we sign Molby from? Now, Norm, I know you know, so you're not allowed to answer. I already know you know. So, which club did we sign Jan Molby from?
It's in the chat, waiting for it.
Yeah, Red Archer got it. Yeah, there you go. Ajax.
Nice.
Yeah,
it makes sense. That makes sense, though. Ajax was really, really talented back then too.
Oh, Molby was unreal though. I mean, and you're right. Do you remember, Norm? There was a couple of games, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably mistaken, but when Barnes and Molby were playing in centre midfield, and that was more timber than a fucking lumberyard in Alaska. Those were a couple of big boys. You would not see that today. You just like Barnes was always big, so he looked kind of heavier than he was. It was all, but Molby, yeah, like a player like him today, he wouldn't be allowed on the pitch. Like, he was clearly overweight, like, let alone unfit. But yeah, different times.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting, Bernie, by the way. Big up to you, Nalante. How are you doing today?
Yeah, big up 12, Brian. Blessings to the chat. Yeah, all good. Big up, man. Yeah, all good. All good.
Lock on.
Friday feeling.
Yeah, yes, the TGIF.
Yeah,
Log on.
TGI. Come on.
Can I just quickly ask Norm another question? There's an almost mythical Jan Molby goal he scored against Manchester United, and there is footage of it out there, where it's like it's just one of those, he did this, beat this guy and bent it, and it's like,
oh my goodness,
there's a little clip of it out there. I'm just wondering, were you at that game? Because you'll know the goal I mean. It's like, it took years until like somebody found it and put it up online, but it was one of those great goals that nobody's, because it wasn't on TV. But eventually someone found some footage of it. It's us against Man United, and it's one of the best goals you'll see. It just shows Molby at his best. Normal know the goal I'm talking about.
Yeah, I just saw he has a Mickey Mantle baseball card, I think, right? That's what I think he just said. Yeah, Mickey Mantle baseball card. I don't know if you saw that or not, but yeah, if you have that card, definitely. Hopefully, you have it like framed or behind glass or some type of plastic protecting it, because that is a keeper. That is a
Norma's there.
That's something you can give your grandchildren, and they can purchase a car or something with it or something like that.
Get on Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
No, but Norm is saying he was there. He knows the goal, and yes, in the main stand, he said. Night game, League Cup. Date and everything. That's Norm. Google for LFC.
This is interesting question. This is interesting statement. Bernie said, "Mine knew she'd rather play them fully fit and beat them clearly and with dominance." So that was regarding the question for Hylor saying that both Odegaard and Saka will be out. I'm sure that if we were to go up against them, that would be the first thing that they say. If we were to get a draw, or if not a loss, they would certainly hold that over us, saying we beat you without Saka and Odegaard. So, that's something I don't want to see happen. If we beat them, I want to beat them handedly, one way or another. It does not matter. If those players play, great. If those players don't play, great. I just want to beat Arsenal this year and kind of put them in their place.
Yeah, and I agree with what Bernie is saying, maybe in the way that she means it as well, in terms of, there is also that kind of idea, but that's secondary to me, that, they can't say this or that, but forget that. To me, I'd want to see us knowing that we can beat their best side. What that tells us about our team. It says that even when they go with their strongest 11, we're better than them. You know, that gives you confidence as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
And then the rest of it afterwards, of course. But even if they did have Odegaard and Saka, they'd find some other reason to make excuses. So
that game of the 27th is at the Emirates, though.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why as much as I don't care whether they play or don't play.
Is that the toughest game of the season so far? I think it is.
Oh, clear, without a doubt, clear. Yeah.
I think that's.
Right, now you're gonna make me pull up the matches and look at that one.
No, so far, because there's either what we've done, there's Chelsea at home, and then there's that. Right.
Yeah.
We have a decent record against Chelsea at Anfield.
I think that Arsenal game is by far our toughest assignment so far this season.
Oh, 100%. 100%, bro. It's the game where the dogs, are we the big dogs or are we the small dogs? We'll see. We'll see where, because the last couple of times in the Emirates, I know we beat them in the FA Cup. That was good, but the last couple of times, draws and wins. And to be honest, man, we need to silence them again in the league. And that fake Pep. I call him the cone man and just silence him as well.
I guess
That's what we need to do.
I guess. I think, you know what? I can understand why you say that. That City matchup is going to be very difficult for us too.
No, but I just mean up at this point.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Yeah,
we play City on December 1st.
Yeah, after.
Yeah, but after. Yeah, and then we play. We have Everton on the 7th of December. I'm just reading out some of the games on the matchup lineup here. We have Leverkusen at home. Let's see. It's gonna sound wild, but that Brighton matchup is really concerning to me because I don't like the whole playing a team, back to back like that. It's almost like a home and away series with them. I hate that.
No,
especially if we do lose in the League Cup, then we're out. So I want to win. I want to win both, obviously.
We're top of the Opta fixture difficulty for the next 10 games.
I would think so.
By far, we are. So we've got 10 tough games, but it really is like the point I try to make with the Arsenal game is that's the first chance we get. Okay, maybe Chelsea. I don't know.
I think Arsenal. You're right about that. I totally.
Yeah, the first time we get to see who we are, how good we are, how good we really are.
Yeah.
We've had some tough opposition. I think people could say, well, Forest showed you how good you are. Okay, fair point. Yeah, they showed us what we have to learn. But I think I might be overlooking Chelsea a little bit because they have definitely. I mean, just look at the league table.
You know what, too, though. Can I say
clearly improved? No, that's what I'll say. Just they have clearly improved. I might be just overlooking a little bit.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying about Arsenal, and it will be a tough fight to go to the Emirates. It's always a tough fight, or not always, but as of late, it has been a tough fight to go to the Emirates and get results. Why I think that there could be an argument for the Chelsea matchup is for the same reason why someone just brought up the Forest comment. And why I say it in this tone, at least, is because it's our first game after the international break. If you want to look at the Forest game, that was exactly that. It was our first game after the international break. I want to see how we do coming when we get back from international break. Have our team together. What we do in that next game, because sometimes it takes a little bit for a team to get cajoled again. And really get on the same page. And I think
I'd counter that by saying it's also after the Chelsea have the same thing to deal with, and they're away from home.
Certainly.
So
as did Forest, I guess, too, in a way.
So,
I don't know how many players of Forest play international.
Oh, they have 100 players as well. Everybody in the Premier League is an international player now.
But I meant like actually
unless they're English. No, but they would have traveled and stuff. But either way, I'd still suggest on paper, it's not I'm not trying to cause a debate or anything. To me, still on paper, that's our first one. But I was just thinking out loud that, I mean, Chelsea could be the most improved club in the league this season compared to, so it shouldn't be overlooked. But I just, in terms of the teams that to me will show where we really are is if we can go to the Emirates after a week with everyone back and they have it and go up against a strong team, and even if we don't beat them, get a 2-2 draw or like really look capable of beating them.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next place you go to do somewhere like that is a Bayern, a Real Madrid, and then a Man City, and then when you can go away, it's the first real massive test. Chelsea at home, someone like Cole Palmer, they're going to be testing us. They're going to be on a high. They're going to think we can catch these guys out.
Yeah, no, let's not get twisted. I said it. I said when we got beat by Forest, I said that Forest is going to surprise other teams in the league. And I mean, Forest got a 1-1 draw with Chelsea at the Bridge. So
10 man, yeah.
Yep.
Another day would have won. So yeah, that's true. But we have to be, that's true. No, they will, but we just have to be better. We have to learn about dealing with low blocks, man, because that was a little bit of a nitpick at the start for Jurgen
How
at
do
the
you
start of
deal with
these
low
low
blocks?
blocks.
How do you deal with low blocks in the long time? What is the best solution that you find is the way to deal with low blocks? So I mean, because there's arguments that even some of the best teams suffer when going up against the low block.
Oh, yeah, no, you suffer, but you just have to move the ball about. And there'll always be an opening because the game is 90 minutes. So
Mhm.
there will be that little opening that they will just be drawn out. And then once you do, you just hit them with the goal. You just have to be solid at the back and just keep your philosophy.
Mhm.
So it is possible, but you just need to score the first. The key is to score first. Once you score first, then
And you force them
it's
out of the
the
low
own
block.
the onus,
Because now they have to score. They have to get something.
yeah. At some point, yeah.
So do you think maybe one
Usually,
way to maybe go? Okay, Brian, you want to say something?
no, width normally.
Width. Okay.
It's you stretch it, you try and get it, you try and break it. It wants to sit deep and narrow.
Mhm.
A low block does not want to be stretched across the pitch. It wants to be compact and deep in the box. And so you stretch it. You have to get it wide, and you have to make them come out and meet you, and then create space. So it's all about basically the discipline of the low block
Right.
versus your team. And so that requires then the patience of your team. So it's like the old, overload tilt switch, just make them move out to one side. Even as a block, if they have to make a move to one side, do that.
So
But yeah, it's normally you keep players out wide and you create that gap between the fullback and the center half that creates that. That's how they would teach them how to do it. But if,
mhm.
if that low block has the discipline to not go out and meet you and just leave you out there and say, okay, have it. But then
Mhm.
that's like Nolante said, it's 90 minutes. Most teams, the amount of concentration it takes to do that, they can't do that for 90 minutes. You just can't. You will
It's
make
difficult.
mistakes. You will
Yeah,
get
it's
caught out the
difficult.
tape. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
very difficult.
discipline of repeating the kind of moves. So just keep it wide, keep it wide, keep it wide. Like you
Yeah,
see Guardiola now, he'll have someone literally nailed to the touchline and nailed
yeah.
to the other touchline. And that's just get out there and make someone come out, because once they do that, it just breaks their shape open, especially
Well,
if they're playing
since low blocks are particularly tend to be particularly successful or effective when playing against a possession based club, right? Or possession based play. Do you think?
maybe.
Do you think that? Do you think that it's best to do what Nolante says? Is basically just go all out with an attack. Just try to hit him hard, hit him early. Try to really just pepper him shots from probably from outside the box. Just try
You
to
can
do
give him the ball. You can
yeah,
give him the
or
ball.
do what we do, which is exactly that. Like as in, I know that one of the tactics that this coach uses is like he actually will allow for a team to have the ball and even try to bode them into possibly getting that second pass involved so that it opens up the field a little bit more and gets that width that you're talking about. And then once that width is present, attack, counter, and then score. Um, do you think that that's the is it more of like we should just but do you think that we should do more of the Klopp philosophy of just like going very very like proactive and with the press and just like doing the little blitzkrieg against them, I guess?
I don't know. We saw what we did against Manchester United. We basically let them have the ball
Mhm.
because we
And Chelsea's
realized
not
they
going to be
were
in a
making
low block, by
mistakes.
the way. We all know that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
No.
we saw it. We basically, if we could have at times, you could tell in that United game when we were in a bit of a spot, maybe we would have passed it to United players,
Mhm.
because it was almost just give them the ball back 20 yards away. They'll make a mistake and we'll win it up there.
Mhm.
So something with a low block you can do is allow them to have some possession. Say, okay, you do
Right.
something with it. And they're not ready for that. They don't really have a plan for that. They
Right.
might have a plan to do something get a goal on the break. Oh, set piece, everybody go up. Oh, definitely a corner, free kick, yeah, everybody go up. And here's what we'll do if we get a break. But if you allow them to have the ball, and even these low block teams, strangely enough, want to also play out from the back,
Hmm.
which they. I understand that part of it, but if you're going to do that, if you have a goal kick, you should at least just push right up and get it and go that way.
Hmm.
So let these guys have the ball. It takes so much discipline now to play the way that these managers ask these players to play,
Yeah.
and it takes so much concentration. And it can just be the tiniest little thing. And again, you're talking about a ball being kicked to you across a piece of grass. Things can go wrong,
Yeah.
and it only takes one slip, and you just have to be switched on. So it's like I'm calling, like, my new name for him now is Doctor Sleep. That's what I'm calling the slot. He
Hmm.
wants to
Hmm.
take control of the ball and put these teams to sleep just by, like, that phrase Brendan used when he came in, death by football.
I
Never
still
really
gotta make a
worked for him.
graphic for you.
Yeah, but it's just that kind of control the ball, control, and just wait for them to make a mistake and let
Hmm.
you in. Like, if a low block wants to sit there, he'll say, "Okay, let's pass the ball around. Don't go hell for leather." I've got some good stats actually on that. Um, on the difference between us and Klopp from last year.
Hmm.
Uh, very, very few differences, but subtle differences that are, and that kind of idea of what we're doing in the game in terms of passing, how quickly we're passing things. It's a little bit different, and you can see things that are a bit different that are making a change to, yeah, that lack of urgency, that lack of trying to destroy teams
Hmm.
has kind of gone. So, like, I think when you have players like what we have, if somebody tries to sit in a low block for long, it's like Nanate said, and it's not even 90 minutes, is it? It's normally about 102 now. They'll
Yeah.
make mistakes. They'll make a sloppy pass. They'll make a poor first touch,
Right. Or like
or
force the keeper to,
but
maybe to have the
or
ball
one
this
of our
deep.
attacking
Yeah.
moves works.
Yeah.
Like, you can set up attacking triangles and moves that will break down a block if it works. So they'll come off as well eventually. So it just takes a lot of patience. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Tyler saying one of the main differences between Slot and Klopp is that Slot invites pressure from the
Yeah.
opposition by a slow build-up, while Klopp applied pressure with quick attacks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, spot on. Spot on. I think we got a little ways to wait. 9 more days until that kickoff happens against Chelsea at Anfield. I don't think, again, we're not suggesting or even thinking that Chelsea's going to come out in a low block. They tend to go and like to play, fast and free.
Can I
Uh,
can I just add to what Hylord just said there?
mhm.
Because this is a thought, because he's talking about Slot building up and attacking later on, basically
Mhm.
later on in the move, rather than Klopp attacking early. And one of these things that I've noticed this season that I've been falling in love with is McAllister's first time passing from the middle, and also sometimes other players' first time passing from the middle.
Mhm.
And a lot of these are Alonso type balls. They're switches out wide, okay, to a runner, maybe Salah, and they're beautiful passes. First time, really penetrating passes. Where did they used to come from? They used to come from now. I'm not saying nobody's ever, but I'm just saying, think back before. Where did they almost always come from? The fullbacks,
Mhm.
right? So that's one phase back. So those long pinpoint balls to try and get in a Salah and a Diaz were being played by a Trent or a Robbo. Now, again, I'm speaking generally here, but they were being played early. Now it's like, yeah, we are playing that same ball, but we're waiting one more phase to get it into the midfield. And it's McAllister that's now playing that ball. It's a shorter version of that out ball to Mo, or out wide to Diaz, but it's just one what's the word, zone further up the pitch. Like Klopp was doing it as soon as we get to the fullback, bang, go. Whereas Slot is more like, okay, no, let's build up a little bit more of the board. Now bang and go, because he will hit it first time. You know, I just think that's a really kind of instructive idea on that for me. It's just, it is the same in ways, but it takes a little bit longer because Slot does want that extra bit of control. And I think that's what's saving our boys' legs. And I think that's why Ibu and Trent are having very different seasons, because they're not being asked to do as much attacking and then covering wise.
Yep. I think it's a good, somewhat of a good segue to get to the Survivor Series here. That's what the thumbnail says. I want to make sure that we get to the thumbnail. I think we've had Survivor Series as a thumbnail before, but we didn't get to it last time. So I'll make sure that we do get to it this time. And I wanted to bring up, so we haven't done Survivor Series in quite a while, a couple weeks, but
so we have 4 transfers.
Yeah,
we haven't done it in 3 weeks, so we have 4. We can make 4 changes.
Make 4 changes. This might be a little bit blurry actually, but I'll show this one. This was the last time we did it. This was the team. We had Raya in goal, Trent, Ibu, Vardial, Robinson, excuse me, I said Robbo. Robinson, Grav, Kovacic, Stella, KDB, Lucho, and Holland up front. What 4 players are we taking out, and what 4 players are we bringing in to this lineup? What 4 players are we taking out, and what 4 players are we bringing in?
Well, my 2 nominees to bring in, first 2 are obvious. Cole Palmer and Kai Havertz.
Oh, to bring in Cole Palmer and Kai
Havertz. So I would bring in Cole Palmer for De Bruyne, and I would bring in Kai Havertz for.
It doesn't have to be this lineup too. I mean, or a formation. Yeah. We can make another formation if necessary, if we need to accommodate.
Yeah. No, but I'm just trying to figure out.
Cole Palmer is locked. That's definitely a lock.
Yeah,
I'll give you Cole Palmer's locked. So maybe Cole Palmer
those are my
for
first 2 nominations.
KDB.
But we can. Those are just my 2 nominations. We can go around and come back to it before we try and put anyone in. So
I think Cole Palmer is. I'm putting Cole Palmer. Hopefully I don't lock up or freeze up too much, because I'm doing this in the background. I'm putting together the team on Lineup Builder as we speak. But I think Cole Palmer is pretty much a lock. You have Palmer for Salah. Okay. You keeping KDB, I guess?
Cole Palmer.
I think Saka on the right is a shout too, by the way. Maybe for Salah. That could be a shout. Even though he is injured, I get that he's injured. And obviously that name, he probably will be a name that is targeted next week. But
yeah, I'd be happy to go with Salah and KDB out to bring in Palmer and Havertz. But that's just my shout so far.
Palmer and Havertz. Okay, I got you.
We can move on.
Let me bring in. All right, so let's go through. I'm trying to go through these as best as possible. Let's just go player by player. We'll just go from the back. And
we need to find out who's going out. Yeah, we need to find out
exactly. I'm going to go. Raya stays. Are we keeping Raya at goal?
Nolante keeping Raya. Happy with Raya in goal.
What do you think?
Yeah, we'll keep him. Yeah, he's been good, to be fair enough. So yeah,
sure you don't want to put we could put Onana back there too.
well, yeah, put Maguire, delete Dallo.
Put it under the straight.
Well, yeah, tough. You kidding the boy? Shit, man. So
Nah,
that's some
major look.
Arizona heat.
I mean, is there anybody that we're okay? Yeah, look, yeah, we'll say Ray, but we won't waste time.
Ray, I think Ray is good. I think Ray is a good shot. How about does Trent stay?
I don't think so.
I don't
No.
think
No,
Trent stays.
not for
I
me.
don't think
Not for
so.
me. No, not for me.
No.
Who would be in there for Trent if we had to replace him then?
There's
Pedro.
What did you say? What did you say?
Brian, what are you speaking about? Telenovela.
Pedro Porro.
The clean sheets. He's got Alisson for Raya. I probably would have said that if Alisson didn't have 2 bouts of injuries so far. Then I'd be like, yes.
Yeah, that's the fair assessment.
Those 2, the fact that Kelleher had to hold it down, and then now the fact that he only played a half against Crystal Palace. Timber isn't getting a shout. Really? Timber? Okay.
I mean, I would say also, but he's just injured. But even though he's not a right back, but it's hard, difficult because he's centre back, but he's played right back.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Denlante surely does an Arsenal defender should kind of be in there. I just noticed we don't have an Arsenal defender in there. I mean, if Raya has been good, then surely they've been. It won't be controversial to have a Saliba or even a Gabriel who's got a couple of goals.
Oh, I'll tell you,
I would have taken out Guardiola.
Timber.
I would have taken BVD. I would have put BVD in for Guardiola personally.
Yeah,
you can move Guardiola
representing us, though, haven't we?
You can move Guardiola to left back.
Left back, yeah.
Yeah.
Bump Rob Robinson out, and then we'll put BVD.
That's a luxury. I think that's a luxury transfer.
Yeah. I think that's I think it's legit.
But we still so we only have to decide who we're selling yet. Okay, so we're selling Trent, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye Trent.
And we're getting rid of Robinson, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Are we getting rid of Kevin De Bruyne, yeah?
Yes. Bye Kevin.
Yes.
And are we getting rid of Kovacic or Salah? Because we can only sell 4.
I'd get rid of Kovacic, to be honest with you.
Okay, so the Nante's with Salah, so leave it to the chat. We can only sell 1.
Yep.
Kovacic or Salah.
No bias, just be realist.
I'm selling Salah as well, by the way. I'm selling him as well. So even though I've been his biggest defender all season not against people, but just because some people have had some differing views, some very good people, some very intelligent commentators, but good people. I'm not arguing with them, just saying. I found myself talking, a lot of pro Salah stuff, but I'm still selling him in this team this season because I agree that he hasn't been.
No,
yeah. I feel you.
No, but KJ, we only have 4.
Robinson has still been top 3 left backs this season. Leighton Orey got roasted though that one game. He got roasted against Chelsea.
Leighton Orey's. Yeah, I think he's unlucky. He's been one of Wolves' better players, though they haven't won a game.
I think this is why I would do. There's another shot for Kovacic. I would bring in McAllister for Kovacic. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but we're just.
I know it's starting to look very red dominant.
I know, but we're just deciding who we're selling. We're just deciding who we're selling, right? So it's Trent. We're agreed.
Trent's done.
KDB
out.
agreed.
KDB out. Robinson's out.
So we only have 1 left.
So
it's either Kovacic or Salah.
Well, for me, it's Salah because I think Kai Havertz has been better, and I think Palmer's been better. So,
bye Salah.
Oh, wow. I know I might be lagging a little bit. That's why I have the other thing opened up, so I'm making the team as we speak. So, apologies if it doesn't look like I'm contributing or
So,
paying
are
attention. I
you?
am.
Is everybody has everybody agreed that? Yeah, we'll get to that.
Robert has Kovacic out. I haven't seen anyone vote for anyone just yet, really. I
Yeah,
Right.
so
KJ
Bernie says he
made the his
no,
distance out.
yeah.
Well,
Yes, that's true. That is true. Norgard has been really good for Brentford.
Yeah, but we're
Better
only
than
selling
Kovacic.
people right now. We're
Yeah.
only selling people. We just
But
need
we're
to
only
find out
selling,
who's the
yes.
fourth guy out.
Right,
So
right
we gotta
now,
figure out.
people.
You guys gotta say. So we're definitely putting
Kovacic
Trent
or
out.
Salah?
Trent's getting cut.
Yeah.
Robinson's so
Trent.
both fullbacks are getting cut.
Millhouse, you're cut.
KDB is getting cut.
Nelson, you're cut.
Who?
I'm only messing. Maybe
Nelson
Robinson.
cut. I was like, Nelson.
Okay, I'm going to make the executive call. Nobody's come out with Salah. It's Salah, not Kovacic. So it's Salah, Trent, Robinson.
No way does Kovacic deserve being in this lineup, dude. You guys,
no, but he'll go next week.
I'm talking to the chat. I'm not talking to you.
He can go next week. He'll go next week. So Mo is out.
Yeah, man.
Kovacic Robinson is out.
What has Kovacic done the last
It's not about that. It's not about. I need to get. Look, we need to get this moving. Salah is out. Robinson is out. Trent is out, and Kevin De Bruyne is out. So who replaces Trent?
I've got two, potentially three. So either Timber or Rico Lewis, or as an outside bet, he's played centre back. He's been right back for Villa. Konsa, he's been excellent for them.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've got three nominations there. We've got Timber, Konsa, and Rico Lewis.
Yeah.
So, okay, so people in the chat, you're replacing Trent now. You're just replacing Trent. Yeah, and don't worry, Virgil is in for the Anthony Robinson guy. That's already decided earlier on.
We moved Guardiola over to left back.
So who's coming in for Trent? Who do you want? Which defender? Any shouts?
That is a good shout, though. That is a good shout for the Villa player.
Pedro Porro.
Who we got? Let's see.
Chat's gone Diva. Chat is on Diva.
Yeah, chat's gone quiet.
Timber. That's two for Timber.
Timber.
I mean, Arsenal defenders
I think that
couldn't be a bad shout.
Yeah, there should be some Arsenal defender in there in some way, somehow.
Oh, hang on. You got
Rico Lewis making a shout now.
Because Neil Ante voted for 3. Now we've got a tie. What position does Ferguson play?
He plays striker.
Like Evan Ferguson, Dad Ferguson. I mean, is there another Ferguson?
I think that might be who she's speaking.
Yeah, that's who. Yeah, well, Bernie would know that. He's number 9 for Ireland. She'd know that. Yeah, that's the thing. You see, we can change the formation, obviously, but we're not going to do that right now. We're just for tonight because we're catching up on 3 weeks.
3 weeks
we can mess with the formation. Yeah, next week.
What are we doing? Spurs for Guardiola, keep Robinson. Like as KJ said, he has Lewis in there. 3 in the back,
No.
5 midfielders, 2 attackers. I got you.
Well,
brother. I got you.
if we put
I
in
got
Lewis,
a
then,
formation ready for us that's going to accommodate us. I got one ready for us.
yeah, if we put in Lewis, then we'd have 2 City defenders and no Arsenal. So let's just go with Timber because we already have Guardiola.
Are we keeping Holland? Hasn't been that phenomenal, but I guess we were keeping Holland, so he's up there. He wasn't one of the people that was questionable on the cut.
Luxury transfer again. We had 4. We needed to get rid of some obvious stinkers, so.
And also, who is your captain or man of the match? We did man of the match too, or whatever. But captain or man of the match out of this, who's so far the play? Who's the leading candidate for player of the year? I guess you could say.
Yeah, the star man.
Star man.
No, the star man.
Who's your star man
so far? Think of that for when we finish it up. Who's out next? Is it changing? It's still the same. So you're putting in.
It's still the same.
You're putting in Timber.
I'll bring it up here for what we have. I think this is what will probably end up being the lineup here. Let me give you 1 second. Unless I'll show you what I think we're going with.
Well, we don't know yet. We'll give the chat a chance to pick their replacements. Yeah, we're just changing Trent for Timber and Robinson for VBD so far.
All right. I have what I'm going to show you guys what I think, because they pretty much have picked their nominees and put together their team. So I'm going to show you what I'm thinking is the case, what you guys have chosen. Let me see. Bring it up here. All right. So this is what I think you are all saying. Make it a little bigger for you so you can see it. This would be the current selections. Now we can, if you want someone else for right wing, we can do that. But the only players that we've moved were 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, those 4 players. Salah. Oh, I did move Kovacic, but some McAllister's definitely.
No, you've made 5. You've moved 5. You've moved 5. You brought in Timber. You brought in Virgil. You brought in McAllister. You brought in Palmer. You brought in 5. So
I'll bring out
we did. No, that's what we were saying. Kovacic has to stay. We can move him next week. We only have 4.
Kovacic should not stay over McAllister. There's absolutely no.
I know he shouldn't, but okay, but yeah, okay then. Then you have to remove another one. We only have 4, so if you want to take away, there was no vote. It was tied on the vote, so we could only change 4. So if you want to take Kovacic out, but then Salah has to stay.
No, I'll bring Kovacic back in a second.
Like he will definitely be the first guy out next week, no doubt about it. Well, we'll only have 1 next week.
I don't understand how you made it past. I mean, like Kovacic has not played better, and Salah has not played exceptional, but he's played better than Kovacic's played.
Yeah, not for me, too. Not for me.
That wasn't. Kovacic has been really good this year, and I wasn't getting rid of. For me, I just wanted to bring in. I didn't want to bring in Saka. I wanted to bring in Kai Havertz. It wasn't about McAllister or Kovacic. It's not about that argument. That's a different argument. It's I wanted to bring in Kovacic, and I couldn't bring him in for a centre mid. So But Kovacic, it's not like he's been trashed. So, but like I said, we only had 4. If other people had voted, if enough people had voted to get rid of Kovacic, he'd be gone. And there wasn't enough votes.
All right, so this is the lineup that we have. So,
But who voted Saka in? Who voted Saka in?
oh, the KJ voted Saka in earlier, and I think Hylor did too. I think.
I wouldn't have Saka. Would you have Saka, Delante? Team of the season?
Up to now, just trying to think off the top of my head. I guess, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. He's been, yeah, Saka. To be fair, can't deny Saka.
Not
Who
Havertz?
else at right wing?
Havertz, he's been good, but not better than Saka, in my opinion. Anyway,
I'll bring it. I mean, we can change it. I thought it was Saka. I just saw that. I saw it. I misread it. So, but he wants Palmer in for. So that was his vote.
I'm not saying he doesn't get in. I'm just
big up.
Is he a lock? You know, did he?
Big up, Dara.
Like,
I
mean, just
I'm
for
not
the
saying it
sake
was
of
a
our,
lock. I know that Saka had been really been playing well though.
Yeah, I know it's not the it's they're all being talked about because they're playing well. I'm just saying, am I the only person who thinks Havertz has kind of been ridiculous? Am I the only one seeing this that even thinks he's in with a shout?
yeah, no, I see what you mean, bro. No, he's in contention, but again, for me, he hasn't been as good as he's been. He hasn't been better than Saka for me, unless you want to replace him for Haaland or Diaz. But Diaz, because Diaz has, it depends. He's gone off the ball with the last 2 games.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, Saka.
if you want Havertz
in that recent game against, I know it was against Southampton, but
yeah, he scored a good goal. To be fair,
yeah, his SOFA score was 9.9. That's 0.1 from perfect. That's a pretty good score. Havertz did get a shout too, though. Havertz did have a good game, I will admit, against Southampton that same game. But in that game, Saka had a
season long. But this is season long. You know, look at the season.
But this is a part of but I'm referencing.
I know it's a part of the season. No, but I'm just saying, for me, over the year,
at the games, they both played in that game. Saka had a better game than Kai Havertz, and then
in that game
before that, Saka had a better game than Kai Havertz. Bring back to round 6. Round 6, in the week before that, in week 6, they played against Leicester. He was a 9-point SOFA score, gave him a 9.4 on his SOFA score. That's an excellent game. Excellent game.
Of course, all what you just said is true, but he got.
But what, Bri? You want Havertz in there badly. I get it.
No. I'm just saying someone got a better SOFA score. Ask Arsenal fans who's been the better player this year. I'm not saying they'll say Havertz. What I'm saying is, he had a better 9.9. If
you ask Arsenal fans, they're not happy about Havertz.
Okay.
I watched Robbie.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. I was just
PRT.
Fine. No, I didn't know you had. No, that's fine. Cool.
But yeah, he was. One of the subjects they had was about Havertz and how he's getting a lot of flack from a lot of fans because he's not producing on the levels. When he's having a good season, I'm not saying he's having a poor season, or I'm not saying he's a bum in any ways of the word. But they were saying how he was. They were trying to say, oh, they were doing the whole like he's getting the scapegoat FC be placed on his shoulders. Havertz's apparently. This is from Arsenal content creators. Apparently, he's getting the scapegoat FC tag put on his back, despite playing decent, not being a negative. He's still getting. They still are wanting more from Havertz, or he's not the answer for them at the. I think that's primarily why they're putting him in that light. And I'm trying to think of his white guy, bald head, older gentleman for Arsenal content creators. I can't remember his name. I don't watch their channels too often, but he was speaking with Robbie, and he was like, "Oh yeah,
Oh, I know you're talking about Lee Judges.
Lee Judges, yeah, that's it, exactly." Yeah, he was saying how he wished that people would like, try to be more supportive of him and get off his back. He's like, if this kind of production from him continues, he's basically being looked at the same way a lot of people are looking at Darwin, in the sense of saying, if he doesn't produce this year, then next year it's a conversation to say whether you want to move away from him or find another option. It was just interesting, because this isn't from me saying that. That's from like Lee Judges saying that, and it was from a topic that Robbie from AFTV brought up.
Yeah, but the wider point I was just making was about, if all that you had to do was look at SofaScore every week, see who got the highest score and see who won the game, then you wouldn't need to watch football. What I'm saying is like that. If you watch the guy. No, if you watch the guy, to me, he's been massively improved this year. He's done a lot more than he did last year. I don't know where all these weird Arsenal fans, like this guy says he's scapegoat FC. Maybe that's their deal with him.
I'm saying that's the term I'm using. He didn't say scapegoat.
Yeah,
he might have said scapegoat. He might have said
if they're out there look. I mean, all I'm saying is he their best player this, or is Saka their best player? If he is, fine, cool. It's Saka isn't standing out to me this year. Maybe that's just because Saka is one of those VVD type players. He's just constantly an 8 out of 10. So you kind of don't notice him anymore when he's really good. Maybe it's just that. And again, also the fact that I don't watch Arsenal. Mm-hmm. I really don't watch Arsenal. So if people want to vote, I mean, nobody's voting him out. Diaz as well, like you were saying earlier on, it's if
there's another thing I'm open to whoever you guys want to put in. I thought Saka would be more of a shout. I get the whole eye test thing,
but nobody is. It's not. You don't. I'm glad you get the whole eye test thing. Watch it. I'm just talking about watching games on. I'm just saying. Look. I'm not getting into the whole, is there a difference between stats and eye test? There isn't. It's all the one.
One's factual, one's opinionated. But go ahead. I got you. All right.
No, but stats are just numbers without context. Okay, so they are factual, of course, but like you're okay. So, like, if you want to go down that route, all you're saying is, if somebody says I can watch a game of football and know whether a player is good or not, and I don't need stats to use it, then you're just saying, well, no, that's not possible. If you think
that's your words, not mine. You're putting words.
No, stats are facts, right? Yeah, stats are facts. Yeah, but like you want to.
I have my own. I have my own opinion on it, but you can state yours.
I know, but if you want to sneer at the eye test, like, oh, there's eye test merchants.
The eye test.
But when you say no, but you said no.
What,
you say eye
this
test
is the difference,
merchant.
Brian. This is the difference, Brian. The difference is we all have eyes, but yet we all have different separate eyes. You have your eyes, I have my eyes, Milante has his eyes, the chat has their eyes, right? We all have our own individual separate eyes.
Yes.
But we all don't have individual, hold on, let me land. We all don't have individual separate stats. The stats are what they are. So
Yeah,
like,
stats are
so when it comes to like eye test, there's some people that sometimes allow for their opinions to affect their eye references, and but yet you can't say you can't say, oh well, this
you're
player
talking
had.
about bad actors.
You can't, yeah, you can't say that you can't
You're
say,
talking
oh well,
bad actors.
this player didn't have well, like for instance, let me go to that week 6 one because or actually the weeks. I can go week 7 because week 6 Havertz didn't make team of the week. Put it that way for Premier League. All right, Saka's made team of the week week 7 and week 6, right, for the Premier League. So, but Havertz made team of the week for week 7 in the striker position. The stats for him was in that 3-1 game, Saka had 1 goal, 2 assists, 71 touches, was 92% for his passing, 7 key passes, okay? 3 big chances created, 2 shots on target. His duels were lacking. It was 3 out of 11.
Sorry, chat. I'm sure this is riveting for you. I'm sure this is riveting for the chat.
I got you.
Look,
2 fouls,
okay,
1 foul.
okay.
And I don't like bigging up a freaking Arsenal player. But let me get this. Let me also tell you that in the same game, Havertz had a good game. He had 1 goal, okay, 2 shots on target, 53 touches, 84% for his passing. But again, was won half his duels, 3 for 6, 4 out of 7 for his aerial duels. But that's all the stats pretty much for him. If you were to tell me those stats, I could tell you that most likely with the 7 key passes and the 3 big chances created, I will probably say, without having the eye test, that Saka probably had a better game than Havertz. I don't think that's that difficult. You can tell people can twist and turn the stats any which way they want to, but if someone had 7 key passes and 3 big chances created, that sounds like an exceptional game. And he produced the same goal that Havertz had in that game. He had a goal too. And on top of that, he had 2 assists. But you're going to tell me that Havertz, because your eye test, had a better game? That's on you. But I'm just going to go across and say, I didn't watch that game. And I'll be sure to say that I'm more than likely going to say that Havertz did not have as good of a game.
Okay, but I'll have to stop you there because you put words in my mouth. You said, are you going to tell me that Havertz? No, you're going to say, are you going to tell me that Havertz had a better game? When did I say that? You just brought up a load of stats about a random game. I didn't watch that game. What I said to you is what you're doing is you're sneering at the eye test merchants because you're suggesting that someone can't watch a game and know whether someone is good or not.
Shame on you, 12.
Without using statistics. What I'm saying is, all I'm saying is that there are people out there, and they existed before computers and the internet, that could watch, go out, and they could spot a player.
Right.
You were talking about agendas. That's bad actors, right? I don't care, but what I'm saying is,
what game did you watch? Go ahead, finish your point.
Please. You just talked for 2-3 minutes, man, about stats. All I'm saying is, you don't need to do facts. Yes, they are facts. I never said they weren't stats, dude. I did stats in university. I had to do modules in statistics. So I know what they are. I'm not an idiot. I know what statistics are. Yes.
I never called your name.
No, I know what statistics are. Okay, I know how they work. What I'm saying is, sometimes when you sneer at the eye test merchants, what you're saying is that there are people out there that can't watch a game and know whether a player is good or not. That's all I'm saying. There are people who are capable of now, if you want to call them eye test merchants, I just call them people who can spot a player. People who can know, it's like, oh, that guy's good. Right. How do you know? I watched him play 20 times. It's like, oh, but what about your cool, stats are amazing. If you want to dig deeper into, I think that guy is great, I think that guy is great. That's why when we're doing player ratings, I saw the game, I thought he had a good game, I thought he had a slightly better game. Okay, let's have a look at the stats. Let's see how they match up to what I saw. It's not that stats are a tool that you should use. They're not a weapon to beat other people with. If you have an idea, if you look at something, No, it's like if you have a feeling about something, say that guy looks good to me. Let's have a look at the stats. Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's what
okay,
I'm saying. I'm not saying it, the Kai Havertz thing, the Saka thing was just a throwaway comment that I made. I don't watch Arsenal, right?
right.
All I'm saying is that
You should.
there shouldn't be this war between people. It should be, oh, are you a stats guy or an eye test guy? It's like you should be both.
I
I'm
didn't
both,
say you
and
shouldn't.
everybody
I
should
don't
be
know.
both.
I don't know the snickering at people that use eye test. No, I'm not saying
No,
that
but
at all.
calling people eye test merchants
Mhm.
suggests that they're these people that are idiots that don't understand stats and they don't want anything
No,
to do
that's
with
not
that.
that. Now, no. Allow for me to clarify what I'm saying then,
Well,
because that's
that's what a
not what.
merchant is. When you call someone like an eye
Okay,
test
allow for me
merchant,
to
it's
again.
actually
Allow for me to
derogatory.
clarify what I'm saying. Okay. So when I say I test merchant, I'm speaking on those people out there that as soon as you say a statistic or you say some type of, oh, well, let's look at the stats or let's do this or let's bring out something that is factual, okay, or something that you can actually say, this is how what the number is for this or for that. Those eye test merchants will say, I don't care about stats.
Oh, well,
I
that's
just
a
want,
different person.
I just,
Yeah, that's a different type of
so
guy.
that's
Yeah,
what
that's
I,
a different
so
guy.
there are those people that I've
Armchair.
gone up against a lot of people that, because I like my stats, I get that. But at the same time, when I bring up stats or whatever, I've had people say, I don't care about what your stats are, or I don't care about the numbers. And I'm like, okay, look, I can understand that you want me to care about the way that you viewed the game and how and what was important and what wasn't important from your eye perspective. But I'm trying to give some relative facts to back up what I'm saying that we can at least have a common ground on. Again, the reason why I said the eye testing is because you might look at the game and say, this player was phenomenal. He was this, he was that. And I could look at it and say, no, I don't think so. I focused on another portion of it. I looked at the defense maybe more as being influential in this game. And this player was better or this or that. And then, you know, in the stats wouldn't even necessarily matter per se because of that, because like then technically they're playing two different positions. One's trying to score goals, one's trying to prevent goals. But what I can say is that those same numbers that I was referencing could be used to at least bolster what I have to say about my eye perception. Some people totally erase stats as being any factor in it. And that's why I call them eye test merchants. They don't care about the stats. They don't care about the numbers. And if you bring them
Yes,
up,
of course.
you're all of a sudden a stat merchant or whatever the heck they call it, you know? So
Exactly, but
I'm
it's
trying to
just flipping
say,
it back on you. Yeah, those
right,
people. I'm not talking about those people. Like I'm
those are
saying,
the
the
people
things
I'm
are tools.
speaking on. That's the
Yeah, but
thing. That's what I'm
like,
speaking
but
on.
what I'm saying
Because
is, what?
realistically, one
Okay,
last
but
point,
what?
one last point,
But no,
one
but
last
what do you use all the time? FB ref, right?
point. Mhm.
What do you use all the time? Transfer mark,
FBref, or I use a lot of different ones, but FBref,
total score, all that.
Score, yeah.
Yeah. Why do you
Um,
think those things exist and they're so big? Because the world of football is now obsessed with stats.
sure.
Like nobody does. You being a stats guy, you were in the minority about 25 years ago. You are now in the majority, being a stats guy. Everybody. This is why FBref exists. This is why these channels they have or these websites have huge reach. Everybody out there now wants to use them. It starts with Football Manager. Now everybody was like, oh, well, he's good at this, he's good at that. Now that's extrapolated now to everybody wanting to know. Like, there's nothing worse than listening to three guys arguing about stats. You know,
Mhm.
I just hate the whole, oh, you are this guy and I'm a that guy thing. Like, we should all just be football fans at the end of the day. And again, if you want to
Well,
have
I'm asking.
a little bit of, no, but if you want to have a little bit of extra power in your back, like I said, stats are a tool as long as you use
Mhm.
them properly for yourself. So you can educate yourself and you can make your own stuff. But some
I
people
will
literally,
admit, I do not watch every match in the Premier League. I don't. I don't think anyone really does. But there are some that watch a good majority. I do watch a lot of Premier League, even when it's not Liverpool. I watch other games as well. If I'm
Some
not
people
watching
just
the
some
games,
people just
chances
watch Crystal Palace and Liverpool. Some people just watch Crystal Palace and Liverpool.
right,
But yeah,
exactly. But I will watch also if I don't get to watch the game and it's like from start to finish, or another game from start to finish. chances are, because I do sometimes watch other teams that we're going to be playing. Like if we're going to be playing Chelsea, I will probably watch the Chelsea match to see what kind of form they're in and what players are really clicking for them, so that I have an idea when I come up for our pregame, I can at least speak on it. Okay, I will do those things, but I also will watch extended highlights of all the games. That I do. I watch the extended highlights of all the Premier League games, so I will get a sense of like what were some of the better moments and what were some of the better production produced by some of the players in those games. However, my last statement though would be, you said Havertz was your choice, right? Or you're making the contention of we're making him your nominee, and I'm saying that you don't watch Arsenal games, so other than maybe the vibe that you're getting from other people.
No, but it's the outside. No, I'll answer it all right before you go to the. It's the outside. It's because of his improvement. Was one of my main reasons from him because of his arc, because of where he's come. It's the kind of the stuff that goes around it. I think he's been for me. Yeah, it's the ethereal stuff. It's the non-eye test, and it's just the fact that where he's come from. And again, yeah, like I was saying, I'm probably wrong with Saka because Saka is excellent week in, week out for the last
I know, because this is making me a little nauseous having to talk about Havertz and Saka for so long.
Yeah, I know, but it's like the VVD thing. It's just we get so used to VVD being excellent that we forget to notice how excellent he is. It's just for me, I just think that because he got written off so much, yada yada yada. I just think he stepped up or the kind of the intangible stuff, the off the field stuff that gave him that extra 5% for me. Was that all? But yeah, look, like you say, all the goals, all the numbers, all the things, and even the weird Arsenal fans out there. Yeah, it's not a hill I'm going to prepare to die on, but it's like this, and it's not a anti-stats thing, even an anti-eye test stuff. It's just the kind of, I don't know, the intangibles around it. It's like, yeah, it's like I said, it probably is just Saka is now, I don't know, just every week a 9 out of 10 for them. I don't know. I don't know.
He has been the last 2 weeks. He has been at least 2-3.
Well, the last 2-3 years he has for them. He's been
okay, but yeah, he's had valleys. Every player is in valleys. I know that's probably why some of those. I think that Saka could certainly be a replacement for Salah at the moment.
No. Yes. I just meant that he's been one of their best players for the last 3 years. That's what I mean. Not these 9 out of every week last 3 years. I'm just saying last 3 years he's been their most consistent performance. So Nolante, you can have you've been having your ears bashed there for a while, listen to the numbers and nonsense.
So just ding 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 ding. Typically it's a draw. Rematch next week. No, but listen, look. At the end of the day, both of you got some good, valid points about this. Obviously stats are there. Stats to be said to someone. So I'll give you an example because honestly, I know you said about. I just saw your message about Salah has more J and Saka scores goals and stuff like that. But but it's not about that because, like me personally, I'm like Brian. I'm an Iron Man. I'm a eye on the test guy. But stats are everything. I do take stats into consideration. But look, I'll give you an example. Like Salah, listen, let's be real. He's been the last 2 to 3 games. He's been a bit average for. And Saka at the moment, in terms of performance-wise, and it's not just about stats and goals and what he brings to the play. I've got Arsenal fans who go to the games tell me this, and from what I've seen, he's been better than Salah this season, and that's just the truth. And another thing I would say is, like, for instance, last week, when we beat Palace 1-0, now all of us gave a match ratings. Let's talk about Jota. He scored the winner. For JK, he was an 8 and a 9. For me, he was a 7. Although he scored the winner, but he missed 2 sitters, which he really should have been better. He should have come out with a hat trick. And then his all-round play was average. It wasn't an 8 or 9. So it really depends how you look into it, how deep you into it. And then there was another thing. And then remember the old debate, both of you, with Mane and Salah. Salah, Mane, Salah goals, Salah assists, and Mane. But I remember I went to one game, a birthday treat I had for my birthday, which was obviously one of the best days of my life, when we beat Everton 2-0, and that was in the 21-22 season. I've been to a couple of games. I think the last game I went to was one actually in the 22-23 season. But anyway, and I was sat there and I watched his eye test and I saw what Mane does. And boy, and again, I keep telling these people, it's not, for me, goals and assists, yes, is important, but it's only to a certain extent. If, like I said, Jota, did he have a 9 performance last week? No, he didn't. But he gets a 7 because his overall game wasn't fantastic, and he missed 2 setters, but he got the goal. So he really wants his play. And with Mane, I saw with my own eyes, because I remember people used to argue with stats, and stats can only take you so far, but it's the overall play. And I saw what Mane does with my own eyes, which I see on the TV when I can go to games, is he brings 3-4 men out of the play by his running power, his position. That creates space for other players. All these things, it depends how you look at the game. It's so important. It's so important. And he brings pace, and he draws 2-3 men, and then he gets another 2 Salah, or how Bobby does, but in a certain way, because of his pace, his power, and his skill. And he might not score a goal, but he can have a better game. He's had better games than Salah, who's got a goal, and he's just stunk the place out for the whole 90 minutes. So we just have to have a level perspective. But no one's right, no one's wrong. But all I'm saying is, just because a person gets the goals and assists, it doesn't mean that that means they had a fantastic game. Like, for instance, Brian was just saying about about Havertz, with 12, the whole point, Saka, which is fair. I'm gonna do a different angle at this. Now, Haaland's in there because he scored 10 goals, but if you want to talk about overall 90 minutes in terms of overrun game, Havertz, you could arguably say he's been better than Haaland in the overrun perspective. But he's not the better player, but it's because Haaland's got the 10 goals, then yeah, it's automatic. So again, we as a chat, we just have to be perspective, not jump on certain statistics. That's all I'm saying. But stats are important. But I'm, like I said, like Brian, but I appreciate stats, but I'm more of an eye test man, and I see things in a bigger and a deeper meaning in terms of a 90 minutes game. That's all.
Do you know what the funniest thing, and we won't make it big, the funniest thing is that when somebody, and I'm not talking about it, but when someone's favorite or a person's favorite player has a bad game, they ignore the stats and they go, "Oh, you're ignoring all the other stuff that he does." Then all of a sudden they become eye test merchants. So, "Oh, you ignore all the other stuff he does." It's that, yeah, you do, yeah. Now, oh, okay, they were supposed to. Okay, cool. No, ignore the stats. Ignore the stats. Don't worry about them numbers. They're only thingamajigs. Look at this. Look at that. So it works both ways. That's the best thing about stats. If you're skillful enough, you can juggle them any way you want to go.
Yeah. I mean, look, I was asking, he would challenge.
There was one there.
Sorry,
I missed one.
He been better than Gabriel?
I missed one. Did VVD get sent off? I saw someone say that earlier. Did VVD?
Yeah, someone said in the chat. Yeah. He's having a bit of a stinker, is he?
Oh, he didn't put blood on somebody, did he? I'm hoping he didn't go. I mean, I'm sure it's like 2.
Yeah, Virgil got 2 yellows.
Yeah, that Virgil thing. Yeah, so okay.
He got a yellow in the 76th minute for arguing, and then he committed a foul. Brilliant. And they gave him a yellow.
Because he was up against Dom tonight, right? They were up against Dom.
Yes,
Hungary, right?
Yeah, it's the 1-1 draw.
Who scored?
I think Dumfries scored. Yeah, Dumfries scored for them, and Roland Salai.
Oh, yeah. I know the guy. Yeah, I know him from the Euros. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, plays for Galatasaray, I believe. I think I said it earlier. That's why I remember.
Bit of fire from Virgil. I mean, Virgil getting the yellow for arguing. You can imagine the look he's giving the ref.
Yeah.
You can just
Yeah.
imagine that face straight away. You're going to yell at me for. He's the captain, like.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's
Oh,
the captain. Is he? Well, I'm assuming he's the
Absolutely,
captain.
he's captain. Now,
Yeah,
Valencia
yeah.
is captain.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's cool. It means that means Holland will have to fight without their captain for those points when in their next game. But it also means that
happy days.
yeah, Virgil's not going to be a part of be a selection.
Right.
So it's one less person you have to worry about.
Healy, you wanna fight against Gabriel against Canati?
Yeah, I know.
Coverage.
Yeah, I know. He is ready for it.
Yeah.
Again, it's a matter of, I guess.
Well, I prefer. Look, you're all talking about stats. You're all talking about eye test merchant. I prefer to listen to football. I'm an ear test guy. That's how you really learn. You
There you
gotta
go.
listen. You gotta listen to football.
The
That's how
ears. It's gotta be the
you
ears.
gotta reach that higher plane. You gotta reach that higher
Yeah.
plane. You know, where you can just hear the vibrations, and then you know who's good or not.
There you go. Yeah, we did something. Was it yesterday or was it 2 days ago?
Oh,
It was 2 days ago. We
Annie,
did something about
before we leave.
the center back pairings and how right now currently the best center back pairing in the league is statistic settings is Ibu and Virgil. I mean, whether you mix in the eye tests, I mean, you're talking about two players that have the most clean sheets in the league. You're talking about two players that have let in only 2 goals, I think, in the Premier League so far. And you want to continue to tell me about Gabriel is better than Ibu or even Virgil? Come on. Talk about eye tests. Let's talk about
one against Forest and one against one in the Forest game, obviously, and one in the Bournemouth game. It's definitely 2.
We had Wolves game.
Wolves, yeah. And the next best is, I think it's 6. Like we're not just the best, but like we're best. Like we're way ahead.
We're way ahead.
I think Arsenal have 6. Someone else has 6 conceded, and we're on 2.
Yeah,
like we're way. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive, very impressive. And I mean, like honestly, yeah. If Ali had been in goal for all those games and had been a part of all of those, he technically was a part of the majority of those clean sheets. But if he hadn't had that break in his availability, I would have put Ali in front of Raya.
I just sent you something on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm about to bring it up. Give me a second. Fine.
That's very instructive. I don't think a lot of people would have been expecting this, and I'm very happy to see it. Nilante will not be happy to see this, but anyway, it's.
Give me 1 second.
It's a good deal to do. I think to what's happening with Kanate this year. Wow, lads are flying with the numbers. So Gabriel won the game for us. Yeah, Healer is big on Gabriel. Big on Gabriel, Healer, apparently.
Is it Tumbo? Yeah, I see what you mean. He's up there.
Well, Healer is big on his stats. He came in a bit late, so he's going hard with the Gabriel offensive, basically. Healer, we agreed. I agreed that we had to have an Arsenal defender. And I'm as surprised as anybody that it was Timber. I was saying, well, it's either going to be Saliba or Gabriel, but Timber got voted in. I'm as surprised as you, man. I'm as surprised as you. I mean, we have Raya, but I still thought we had to have one of them. So yeah, I wasn't expecting Timber, but yeah, that's how it went, and so it goes, as they say.
Okay, yeah, I just think I just brought. Make sure I saw the right one. All right, I have it ready. Bring this up. Do you want to explain what you wanted to talk about this for?
Well, this is Trent Alexander's heat map for this season under Arne Slot from Opta. So, what do you see there? That is a right back. That is a man who is playing the majority of his football at right back inside our own half. And even when he does get forward, it's not touchline, it's not even in the box. That is a very reserved right back, and he's very wide. He's not even touching the middle of the pitch. Look at that blue line. That's nowhere near, like, even that is crazy. That is a guy that's playing right back, and he's not even that attacking. He's playing most of his game is in that mid area in our half. So this is what Arne Slot. This is why you have not heard the words Trent inverted in a single YouTube video for the last 3 months, 4 months, because he's just not. This is it. This is his game now. That's why he's not racking up assists, and not that he used to rack them up, but even attempting. And we're seeing a much more. If you were to look at that and say, take the name away and say, what position does that guy play? You just say, well, that's an out and out right back. He's just a straight up right back. That's it. He's a right full back. Whoever he is, I don't know who he is, but he's a right full back, and he attacks a bit, but he defends a lot. That's just real standard shit right there, you know. So it's one of the things that Slot is doing this year that's different. He's saying to Trent, "That's where I want you to play. And that's where you're going to do it. Barely in the middle, man. Barely even touches the middle."
No,
So it's helping. It's helping as a basically. It's not really a Trent thing, is what I'm just saying. We're just clearly playing with a much more conventional, structured back four. Yeah, you know, so it doesn't have as much work to do.
No, I don't. I think Trent has not been to the levels that I would have liked to have seen him be.
You see all this, and Brian's gassing him up now. See, it's your fault, Brian.
There is no nitrous oxide here, man. I am just trying to, yeah. I'm just wondering. Are people in the chat are they looking at going, oh, that's interesting? Or, I mean, I'm just wondering, what was your reaction when you saw that heat map?
Ooh.
I know it's.
This is what they were saying. This is what they were saying. This is what Hylord. This one's to Hylord too. They were. Give him a clap, Ebu. Give him a clap. Even Ebu wants to clap.
Ebu's definitely happy. Ebu is like, I've got someone beside me now. I don't need to go covering Roman for you.
Yeah.
That's why Ebu
still has to improve. He is, but he's not happy because he said you still make mistakes, so I've still got to cover your ass at times, but it's just a little better.
Yeah. We did a piece, or we did something on the numbers that showed how, without a doubt, this year Arsenal has been playing well. Gabriel certainly has been playing well by giving them lifts with his set piece precision with his headers. But if you do look at it, I'd have to pull up let me see if I can find the stat that I used before.
Okay. Seeing as my last effort went down so well with the chat, like a lead balloon, I've sent you another image that is you're gonna enjoy.
Oh, you know what we should do?
Stats merchant. But no, I've just sent you another thing there. I think you might like it.
I got you.
And it's not a joke. It's not like a picture of Harry Maguire dressed up like something. I don't know, but
I don't know what this one's going to be about. But I'll bring it up for you.
Yeah.
You're fabbing. Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Yeah, Bernadette's right about that. Not yet. We have to wait. We have to wait for that.
So for now, if you don't like stats, I love
Perspective.
this at the upper level. Game state. If you don't like stats, if they don't like stats, the word game state or the phrase game state, that makes their head explode. But yeah, it's about how much time each team has spent in each game state, as it were. So look, if
Mhm.
you don't like it, you don't like it. But if if you like it, you like it. I like it. I
Interesting.
understand
It
it.
is an interesting.
But yeah, we've spent 3% of each game in a losing game state, 39% drawing, and 59% winning, which is, when you look at it, City, Spurs, Arsenal. Like the next best losing is 2% with Arsenal, 11 Fulham and Forest, surprising teams, but 57 in winning with City. They're drawing with are just behind us, and then 39 and 56. So it shows you like how we're very, very, very rarely under any kind of pressure or losing a game or being 1-0 down or being 2-1 down. Like, we're not having to come up with Hail Marys. Like 58% of the time, we're winning games. That shows you more than half the time we're actually in the lead. Very, very rarely are we in a situation where, oh shit, we need to go, lads. We need to go. It was only that time against Forest. It's the amount of control he's
Yeah.
strangling on these games,
Yeah. That's why we even went to a back. I think we went to a back three in that game.
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
just locking stuff down, just really tightening stuff up, and just very, very rarely being in a position where we're 1-0 FC again, having a chase again.
Yeah. By the way, don't worry. Hi, Lauren. It's a trap. It's a trap. Oh man, that's it. There's some numbers. I think the that one statistic or one stat I showed you guys backstage, the one about expected points, and Brian, you're talking about how they come up with the expected points, how they run the scenarios like thousands upon thousands of times.
Yeah, 10,000. They play a game 10,000 times.
Mm-hmm. And how it all breaks out and breaks down.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. We're where we should be in first place, but it is interesting to see some of the other teams that maybe have been kind of hard pressed to get wins where they needed them, but they were definitely in some of these games statistically and through the algorithm that they use. But all the same, hey.
Bernie, Forrest don't need a striker, man. If they can keep Chris Wood fit, that guy is on track for 20 goals.
Yeah.
That guy
Very
is.
good.
It was a bit of a joke at the start. Oh, that guy Chris Wood, a bit of a handful. And I said, oh, hang on, he's just gone and scored 8 goals, and then next thing you know, he's starting up. Oh well, he won't be that good, and okay, he scored 3 in his first 5. It's like, okay, I mean, no one's buying him, are they? No one's going out. He's about 6'8". He's, but stay there, and he could be one of those kind of flash in the pan 20 goal a season strikers. He's already on similar to Diaz, I think 4 or 5 maybe.
I can tell you, he's got good numbers. He's definitely got good numbers. And for what Forest want and need from him, he definitely fits the profile.
Massive handful.
Yeah. This year he is at. He started 7 games. He has 4 goals.
Pretty decent.
Yeah.
That's £80 million striker rate of goal scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hyler was saying I had Nuno as high contender, first man should be sacked, and we did that as well. We did the Gone by Christmas thing, and I had him right up there, mainly because the guy that owns the club well, 90% because the guy that owns the club is just really trigger happy.
Yeah,
And he's a
yeah,
bit
he's a little
crazy.
bit of a handful.
Yeah, like 2 bad results, and he probably would have been sacked, kind of thing. But I didn't expect him to be this good because he's been good in certain places, but he's also been really poor as a manager. Nuno, so didn't work out. Spurs didn't even work out in Saudi Arabia for him. He had Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia. That's the club he was at. But he's done a brilliant job at Forest. Or like, yeah, I used to like them as a club because just old stuff. But
Yeah.
their fans
Netflix.
recently, not so much. Not so much. Some of that part of the world, man, they don't seem to like us very much. Their losses are low, their draws are huge. You think worth the draws, is what I'm saying. Oh yeah, definitely, Bernie, definitely. So, who was your first manager to get sacked, Delante? Who do you remember? If you'd said it in the day season, who would you have said was the first guy to lose his job?
The start of the season, I was to be honest, I was between old Baldy at the Red Devils and what's his name again? Macareza. Leicester.
Maresca.
Yeah, Chelsea. Maresca, sorry, yeah, that's the one. I'm called Macareza. Anyway, Maresca, yeah. Leicester, I just thought the way Chelsea was a mess as a club, and yeah, they bought, but I just thought he'd be out of his depth. And fair enough, somehow he's done what he's done and got rid of who doesn't want, and he's getting a tune out of them so far. So fair play. Those are my 2 thoughts. I mean, the others, I mean, you could say Cooper, Martin, who's going to be sacked. I think he's just, mate, I don't know. He's not cut out for the Premiership. He got Southampton for a lucky playoff stage by the players, but yeah, he's naive. And one of the 3 to be sacked, and those 2 really, that would be my main ones, really.
Yeah, I can admit that. We have, I'll show you real quick here. So this is according to Fantasy Football. This is so far team of the season, I guess you could say.
Oh, we did it. Yeah, we can do.
Okay, interesting.
We can do the
Trent. Really? Okay.
Yeah, Trent's gotten 41 points. Gabriel, Mr. Hylor, has gotten 39 points with his goals, but look who's sitting next to him.
Everyone's happy at 12. Everyone's happy.
It's all love. Konate, 37 points. Palmer.
Wow.
Osala,
I'm surprised about this.
Saka.
Oh, na.
Waymo. Waymo.
That's what I would. Yeah.
Holland and Jackson.
That's your points league, but it is usually it tracks to a degree. Like someone like Salah will be, because again you get bonus points and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, the player.
Yeah, but Salah, it just shows you. Like I've been saying all year. This is my whole point about Salah. Yeah, he's not playing amazingly and yada yada yada, but he is producing week in, week out.
Week in, week out, he's producing. Yeah, getting goals, getting assists, getting big chances created, stuff like that. Key passes.
If he finishes the year again, it isn't a good metric to use, but it's a fun one. And it's right on. But if you have 3 players to finish in the FPL player or team of the season points wise, and some of them are attackers, you're probably doing okay. And as you can see in there's only 1 Man City player that's actually getting the numbers. So but that just means they might be spreading things out a bit more, but they're not they have no defenders in there, but that means they're probably rotating a lot. But you've got that's probably the first time in a while that Ebo has been in that. I'll tell you that much. And he's ahead of VVD. That probably tells you he's the FPL bonus points will be based on a very small set of stats, usually around 4 or 5 for defenders, which would be clearances, headers, tackles, and interceptions. Maybe they'll take that small subset of stats and they'll use that to work their bonus points off. So that shows you that if Canate and Virgil are playing exactly the same numbers, get the same results, but he's ahead of him, that shows you Eagles getting more bonus points. So he's probably outperforming Virgil in that small subset of stats by being more proactive, as in meeting more balls, interceptors, headers. All those
got a question for you too, Brian.
Why are they in midfield? Because it's FPL, man. That's their numbers. They've got the most points.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just not seriously those numbers game.
Yeah, they got the most points. That's why they're in the team.
Oh no!
I want to take deep into it, Haley.
Why are they playing in the midfield? Why aren't they?
Oh, they're designated as if he doesn't play. If he doesn't play, they are designated as midfielders in the game.
Yeah.
In the same way that Salah is. Salah isn't a midfielder per se. He's more of a forward. He's not a striker. Right. But FPL has always been very slow to change. FPL is very reluctant to make people who aren't out and out number 9s strikers. So that's why you'd always have like Mane. A lot of people who would say are playing up front for somebody. Rashford, for example, for a long time class as a midfielder, But that's just the way FPL does it. It's because it's a game basically, But they unless you're an out and out number 9, you'll probably get designated as a midfielder in the game, which is good for people because midfielders get more points for scoring goals and all the rest of it.
Yep. And also, let me give you guys a little quick peek. This is our lineup. If you need me to bring up someone's team, I could bring up like team. I was in 14th, now I'm in 16th place. I just dropped off. I still have to figure out we have to eliminate this second team that Livers has, but this is the breakdown of what the rankings or the table is looking for our league. JK is still in first place with 433 points. I think that's his cousin or his nephew, I want to say, that's in second place. Might be getting a little bit extra.
Yeah.
But I think his nephew or cousin. It's some. I'm pretty sure it's a relative of his. He is a Spurs fan, by the way. So, Bonkers is in third place. Soul Team 6, fourth place. Chris and Daz have both dropped out of the top 4. They're now in 5th and 6th place. The Slots is in 7th, have bounced up. Barnes has remained at 9th place, where KJ is down. KJ was up pretty high, actually.
KJ,
now he's dropped down to 10th place. Saiba Power, I like the name, is in 11th place. Looks like Rasta Crab had a little bit of a stumble. He took my spot at 14th place. And Trigger has bounced up to 5th place with a decent showing. I got crushed last week with my scores. No one wanted to show up. It doesn't help. It doesn't help when you captain Darwin.
Oh dear, yeah.
It doesn't help when you captain
the
Darwin.
loyalty just goes a bit too far, doesn't it, 12?
Yeah. And then the allegiance is definitely, trust me. I want to. If I didn't have one sub to make, I am making it. So I think I am gonna make a sub. I'm waiting till we get closer to actual game time. But I think Darwin might be finding his way off the team. I'm sorry to say that. Just because I need someone to produce. I need someone that's going to be consistent in the lineup and give me numbers.
Well, if you want to look at a team, we should always look at the king of the game week, as it were, which is your high scorer. So that's Anik in second.
The high scorer. My fault. Let me pull back here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is it?
I thought you meant the top of the league, JK. But I'll go to Anik.
No, the top score. Yeah, we can look at JK then, but just to see give him a shout out for the guy because he had the top team this week. So See who we had.
This is his team.
71 points, just to make sure. Yeah, he did go -4, so technically that is 67.
Oh yeah, he brought in another transfer. You get punished by points. Trust me.
Yeah, if you don't, you have one free. Oh, you can do it, man. You can do it. There's nothing wrong with bringing. Don't be afraid to do it.
I still want to lose points.
But if you've got 3 injured players or something, you better have.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You take the hit sometimes. Even the top players take the hit.
Martinez was a good shout for him. Saka was a good shout. Madueke, good shout. And Chris Wood. Again, Chris Wood's been doing good in fantasy football. He's a player
very cheap.
He's a player that I am looking to possibly bring onto my team too.
He has no Haaland, which is very interesting.
Nope.
He's got Solanke. So yeah,
if you're ever going to do something in this league, I had Haaland. I dropped him actually last week, and it's only primarily because you can't get any. He's like 15 points or something like that.
15 million.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, man. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why someone like Chris Wood is what would be known as an enabler. He's an enabler. That's what they call him. If he's an enabler, he enables you to bring in a good player, but also so you can have a Chris Wood, which means you can have a Haaland. Now he must have some money in the. I'm not looking to. He's got Salah. Yeah, so you can't have Salah and Haaland. Basically, that's the crux of it.
No, it's impossible. It's next to impossible.
Kunku,
you can't have Salah, Haaland, and Palmer on your team. It just no way and no matter how you do it.
You want because everybody would. Everybody would. If that's the worst thing of it.
Players on your team, you could have some variation of it, but you can't have the
Haaland broke the game for the last two years. People got sick of it. Yeah. Some people they've been playing it for a long time. So,
like I said, he's a Spurs fan. That's probably why he's got Solanke and he got Pedro Porro.
But people are actually expecting Haaland to be higher than 15 because there was some people out there that just wanted him to price them out of the game. Mm-hmm. Salah's always high, so that's not a bad team. He's got Edward is top of his fantasy. How many players are in your group? I think there's 17.
16 technically. We need to get rid of that extra team.
Oh yeah, there's a doubler in it. Yeah, there's a doubler in it. So
Edward, if you want to join our league, you're more than well. If you're a part of the Premier League fantasy thing, you're more than welcome to join our league. What I'll do is I'll look for the actual. Give me 1 second.
The code.
The
code will be there. Just click on JK's team before you.
Yeah, sure.
Just put on his team, so because he's top of the league, so see who he has. Like even as he's top. Like it's a very condensed league. Like JK is top on 4-3-3, but all the way down to like 10th is 4-7-3. So that's only 60 points. Like that's nothing in fantasy football. 60 points. And then even all the way down to the very last guy is 2-8-6. But it's not like a massive difference. So everybody in the top everybody in that league could still have a run and win it. It's not like a huge disparity, which is good. You don't want people like bonkers. Like Chris Angel is only basically 45 points behind JK. That's nothing. Yep. Daz is there as well. He's only a point behind that. Who else is in the chat? KJ 373. That's 60 points. That's not bad.
Not bad. This is the code too, by the way. If you're interested in joining, Edward, you're more than welcome. And it does work out to a point where if you do have not to cut off Brian, I was to say, if you do have a team in the league, in a league or another league or wherever, as long as you have a team constructed, you can join any league at any point to kind of play in their league, apparently, because KJ wasn't in our league initially, but he's joined the league and he was able to transfer his points along with him.
Yeah, you keep your points. Yeah, you keep your points. If you've been
So that's
playing
pretty
for a long
cool. So
time,
that makes it where, yeah, as long as you've been playing from the, and I wasn't even playing in the first. I missed out on getting my team set for the first week, so I didn't even. So, like I said, there's opportunities. Even if you didn't get the weekend here or there, you can still make up ground because there's only about 100 points separating the top to the bottom.
yeah, it is. Well, other than honesty, you're not doing very well, man. So, you are 147 points behind, I think. But yeah,
Honesty, I have faith in you, brother. You'll make it. You'll make it up. Yeah, Edward, you're more than welcome to join. I hope that you do. By the way, the more the merrier in the league.
oh yeah,
I'd
you
love to
keep
see
your
it. I'd love to
points.
see the league.
Yeah,
Grow.
back in the day, you didn't. It's last few years it has now, but yeah, back when it used to start, if you joined a new league after like 20 games, it wouldn't matter if you had like 1,000 points and you were number one in the world. You join that league, you'd start on 0. But they fixed
Yeah.
that a couple of years ago at least. So yeah, you come in with your own points,
Yeah.
so you'll be okay.
It's a fun
Which
league
is fair.
too. It's a fun league. It's been fun. It's certainly been fun.
Well, yeah, it's very competitive, clearly by the looks of
Yeah.
it.
It'd be cool. I'm used to like it's my first time playing fantasy football or fantasy leagues type stuff in a long time, and I'd say definitely a few years. And I think last time I played fantasy football or soccer, whichever you want to call it, it's probably when I was working. It's been a long time. That was when I was working for FIFA. That's how long ago it was. So that was like, and we were doing an MLS team. So that was a while ago. But it was 59 points for JK to hold on to first place. And there's the code for you as well if you do want to join. Again, where are you? What does that say now? Where are you 3 in the league?
He's saying we're used 3 in the league. He means we're E3 in the league.
Oh, okay, yeah. Brian is taking a hiatus
I'm not
from it,
playing-
and I
yeah.
don't think Alante plays fantasy football.
Feels so good. Feels so good.
I
Last night
ventured
I
back because I wanted to have we wanted to have some representation for the channel to be on here.
Yeah, it's just so much fun. Not caring if Haaland scores or James Madison got an assist. Don't care. Doesn't matter. It used to ruin my weekend if it didn't happen. Now it doesn't anymore. People who play for other clubs ruining your weekend. No, man, I've had enough. 10 years, 12 years of it. It's the best decision I ever made, as I say. I have a quick trivia question. Now that Norm isn't here, even though I know we've been linked with Arda Güler, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the news.
Right.
So Arda Güler related quiz question.
Okay.
He came, obviously, he went from Fenerbahce to Real Madrid.
Right.
Right. So he's a Fener kid, his whole kind of thing, growing up wanting to play for them, yada, yada, yada. Right. So his dream was to wear number 10 for Fenerbahce.
Mm-hmm.
So he achieved that dream before he left. He wore it for 2 seasons, I believe, right? Which player vacated that number 10 jersey that Arda Güler took over? Another
what player vacated the number 10 kit on
Yeah.
what team was it? Did you say?
Fenerbahce.
Oh, okay.
Another Fener legend that had gone back and played there. So Güler takes over the number 10 jersey at Fenerbahce 2 years before he joins Madrid. From which player? Is one of his icons.
No, it would have been one of Güler's icons too.
Yeah,
So
I'm making
trying to be a hint that he's a Turkish player.
That's a massive fucking hint. It's Fenerbahce number 10. Who did he?
Would that be Emery?
I'll leave it up there. I'll leave it all up on the table. I won't say yes or no because other people want. So I'll let people.
Yeah, KJ's got to answer.
Okay.
That's guess for you.
Is that your guess? You going with Emery?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
You with Emery? KJ, you going with Yilmaz? Go to Yilmaz here. Burak Yilmaz, I believe.
You say KJ, right?
I'm just taking his answer. I'm just
I'll
giving
take his
everybody.
answer.
Yeah, I'm just taking.
I was gonna say this. Yeah, that would have been my answer. Ozil would have been my answer.
Bullet Humans. He didn't play for.
But I don't know if he played for that team or not.
No, he didn't play for
You're saying
Fenner.
Turkish,
I know
but
that.
I don't know if he played for that team.
No, Bullet. He didn't play for Fenner. He's more of he's a Gala man. Oh, that's true. I forgot that Ozil. Yeah, that's true. Could be actually. I forgot that. I even completely forgot. He went back to Turkish football. Yeah, that's true. I think he's right. I made the wrong answer.
No.
Yeah, KJ got it. KJ was right.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you see, you do these things right. Turkish, German, Turkish, but yeah, fair enough.
Ozil, right? Is it Ozil?
Yeah, KJ.
Oh, that's cool. That would have been the only reason. There's not many Turkish players. I know that he's German.
I never said he was Turkish. Never said he was Turkish.
I know you didn't say he's Turkish, but you said You said a Turkish player, and it's one of his.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I just said it was one of his idols. I never said the word Turkish. I just said it was one of his idols.
Yeah, I thought maybe also because we were talking about Ozil yesterday too.
I should never have said that, but I should.
Well, I knew it wasn't David Silva, so I mean, like.
But then JK. Oh yeah, it would have been. Yeah. Oh my days.
So that's only two players. That
Okay. So
well done, KJ.
Okay, so you're also smart, Alex, right? So, which player is his other idol? Who is a Brazilian player who also wore the number 10, played around 400 games for Fener, and scored an absolute bucket load of goals.
Oh.
He's a Brazilian number 10. He played for Fener, and he is one of their greatest ever players. Never gets talked about outside. But this
it's got to be. Sorry, Barton, finish the question. Go on. It's got to be Alex.
Okay, is that your answer? Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be Alex. Because I remember he was a number 10. He played enough games for Fener.
Yeah, you've got him. I'm giving it to the Lante. Yeah, Alex. Yeah, well done, man.
Good shot.
A fucking player. If you want to have some fun football wise, Google or YouTube Alex at Fener. Oh, what a footballer! Only ever got about like 5 games for Brazil, something stupid.
Yeah, he didn't get much in it. Yeah, it's true, bro. It's true.
But Fenerbahce player or Fenerbahce fans will tell you because they're all a load of eye test merchants. Sorry.
Finally, wait for that. Is it right there?
Waiting for that one. He's
Hook, and sinker.
He's like,
he's been waiting patiently for that.
You got that trump card. Okay. Oh, I'm ready to hit it. Yeah.
Exactly.
I just play him as they lay. You know. No, the Fener lads, I say he's like the best I've ever seen. This Alex kid, and he never played in like one of. But I've watched like 2 documentaries on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
What a player he was. No one ever talks to him because he was just doing in Turkey. You know, it's just amazing over there. But I did again. Obviously, I've been watching Arda Güler stuff. Another 5 years left. His whole thing about wanting to go to Ozil. I'm looking at this little mini documentary, and go, this kid ain't joining Liverpool, man. No chance. Following Ozil to Madrid, all these things he turned down, and apparently we did go in for him. When he was Madrid. On the market, they paid only like 20.
I know it's a bargain.
Just over. They just paid just over his release clause, but he said he came out and did an interview and said, "Look, it didn't matter really. As soon as I heard they were in free, that was it."
Of course,
but
yeah.
We tried to make it like 20 million. We could have done that thing. We were like, "Yeah, we'll be all over that one." You know, but bit of a talent, but we'll see. We'll see. Another year sitting on the bench of Madrid's taking splinters. Maybe his attitude might change.
Yeah,
That's the way I think of last night.
yeah, that's another point. Good point, bro. If they find another superstar, or Haaland, or I don't know who else, or Wirtz, Florian Wirtz, if they get him in the next summer, then yeah, I mean, be interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
I think basically what like that will be it will be a Richard Hughes masterclass, because I was saying about last night about this guy having to be kind of getting to the point where he goes, yeah, actually, it's not working out at Real Madrid for me. I'm going to have to cut myself loose.
Yeah,
So how do you let him sit there for a year and not play, and then go in and you convince them, number one, to sell, not loan, and then you convince him to come. That's going to be a big, like, that would be like a deal that would be, for a sporting director, be like, wow, you got that one done. Fair play to you.
yeah, yeah.
That's not an easy one. It's not a buyout clause. You go in, the player wants to join Liverpool. Yeah, it's just a wages thing. It's just an agent thing. No, this would be a
Mm,
real charm offensive. Start working on a player right now if that's what needs to be done. Say, hey, look, a
right.
year ago we wanted you. We still wanted you. We're still here. If Real Madrid aren't playing you, we're still here.
Yeah,
Want to come and
yeah,
go? We're not going to take you on loan, but 4-year deal, man. Come and do your thing at Anfield.
yeah,
You know,
exactly. Yeah,
just lay the groundwork. Don't show up in the last minute of a negotiation going, oh, hey, Guller, we've always loved you. Here's, nah, I've been talking to Chelsea for a year, dude. Like the
oh,
Caicedo thing. Like that was
oh
like,
God,
no,
yeah, that was
we show up
embarrassing.
last minute. Yeah.
Mm,
And Caicedo was like, look, nice one, but I appreciate the offer, but I've literally been talking to Chelsea for 9 months.
yeah, the
So
Chelsea fan.
why are you
Yeah,
showing up here now? Like, like Dustin Hoffman and fucking Mrs. Robinson. Like
yeah,
showing up just go, no, this is done, man. So again, yeah, well, it worked the opposite way around in that movie. But you know what I'm saying? Showing up at the last minute, you kind of look like a bit of a fool. So do the groundwork on these players. If it doesn't quite work out, but just be there and let them know, hey, we appreciate you. We think you're a really good
so,
player. We'd happily have you at Anfield. And so if you do move, you're not, oh, what club wants me? He's like, but you know what club wants you. So you give them more of your time, or if we can meet the price. But you got to be in the market for these players. You have to, because like Real Madrid, man, they spit out good players. So if you can pick up the right one, there's nothing
exactly.
wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. They're not rejects from other clubs is what I'm trying to get at. It's not
No,
that whole vibe. Like, because some people, I don't want a Real Madrid reject. This guy, he failed at Real Madrid. Sometimes it's
Um,
not like that at all. It's just
yeah,
like,
it can happen. They're just not in the squad, isn't it? Just the squad's rampacked. You don't get a chance. Seen it in the Premiership. We've had players like that. So yeah, so it doesn't matter exactly. Just not the right club, just at the wrong time kind of basis. So you're right, bro.
there's no loans, no loan. That's what we
it
were
can
talking
be
about the other
fortunate.
night. Yeah, we were
Oh,
talking about that
please
last night.
no.
You don't want to. We'd never loan the guy. So if you want to come, yeah, cool, but on a permit.
No,
Join
exactly.
the
We're not doing loans. You can stay and sit on the bench, mate. No, I'm sorry.
yeah,
So what you have a stormer for one season and then another club picks you up? No,
yeah,
thanks.
yeah. No, but don't be too proud. Don't be too proud to go, oh, this guy, he's played for them, it didn't work out. It's like, no, we've seen something in him. We can bring him here and get the best out of him. Or
Yeah,
not.
exactly. Always happens, isn't it? Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
Well, people, we are going to have to end our TGIF episode, but you don't have to end your TGIF if you are out there. I hope that is a fantastic Friday for you, whether it's evening, morning, nighttime. I hope that's a great day for you, a great evening for you, great afternoon for you. We're going to allow for Irishman and now is almost becoming his own segment. Nalante give their final thoughts. Irishman, do you have a final thought? Or
Yeah, real quick, I have a long trivia question. I'm only messing. I We are still looking. Anybody that's out there still listen on Radio Luxembourg. If you want to be part of the quiz on Monday night, there's still a spot open. Anybody out there?
Oh.
So don't be too shy. Again, we'll get someone. But if you want to try, I'd rather have
Come
someone
on.
from the chat. And if not, for some reason, I have agreed to be on Sideline Football Show tomorrow at 5 p.m. UK till 7 p.m. UK. If you want to listen to me talk more shite and apparently do some other kind of quiz before we do a show tomorrow night, probably around 7:30. So that's 5 to 7 UK on Sideline. If you want to get warmed up for the quiz on Monday night, try his quiz tomorrow and then come in for ours on Monday night, definitely.
Yep.
Apart from that, have a great night and have a great weekend and stay safe.
Nolante, do you have your final thought prepared and ready? I know everyone's anticipating it.
No, well, okay. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of another great show with the Flying Irishman, Brian Bastoni.
There you go.
Didn't know you didn't name it. Bastoni's in the middle name. We won't reveal the last name, but that's for Brian to let you know. And the 12th man, the great hope of Arizona, the main
There you
Liverpool
go.
man, and myself as well.
Great
I'm just the great hope of Arizona, of the country. Finally repping the Liverpool in the US of A, you dig? I would say
Yeah, I
12th is
dig.
more of the Nas of the group, the Nas of the Liverpool
yes.
fans,
Nothing to Nas, more than Nas than the
And
Jay-Z.
Brian is a legend in itself. You think about Roy Keane, you think about all the Irish, Katie Taylor, and you think about Brian Bastoni, one of the Irish legends in the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, big up all the chat. Bernadette, Red, Helia, KJ, all of you, big yourself up. Edward, anyone I haven't missed, apologies, big yourself up. And leave this thoughts. What a wonderful Friday. What a wonderful day. Brian the 12 back to back. How many games do you want to play? Monday will be quiz time to the victor to the spoils. Who will win the day? I've got one your baby to carry and drop it at his mum's at the way. And I leave you with this, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Eye test or stats? Stats or facts? Rucksack and packs? Cats or mats? Sorry, I've just been a bit facetious there, but some of you like the stats. Some of you like the eyes. Very interesting debate by my two esteemed colleagues. And on that note, I will say what I do best. Please be safe. Take care of each other. Good night and God bless. Until the next time. Take care.
Definitely. Big up. And 9 days till we have our Reds back. We're all counting, I know, but as always, up the Reds is what we need to always hold in our hearts, and that's where it's at. So again, appreciate each and every one of you, and we will see you on the flip. Okay, see you tomorrow, and look forward to you.